Bablam bablam! Welcome! Hello! I exist on the internet. Um, I'm BurrowsRed, I'm the Dungeon Master for tonight. We have some amazing players. We're gonna go quick because we were late because I forgot to press starting live earlier than I thought. Later than I thought. I don't know, whatever. Doesn't matter. The important thing is we start off with Terra, who's played by Friendoboi.
It's fine, we'll get there in the end. Hi, I am Friendo. Oh, now I'm jazzed in my brain. I'm Friendo. I play Terra. She's a half-elf paladin. Oath of Vengeance. Jesus wept, it's going well. I don't do a lot on the internet, but when my immune system returns from the war, a telegram is due back any day now, I update the world anvil, exclamation mark world. And it is happening because, god damn it, it's happening. My brain. This is me holding myself accountable to you. Anyway, thanks for being here. Let's heck and play some D&D. Mel, what am I doing with my hands?
Spirit fingers. Hi, I am Mel Maleficent, and I'm a streamer and a cosplayer, and I make stuff on the internet, and most of it is awful. Unlike this isn't sponsored at all. These candles, which I just got 6 of today from Plane Shift Candles because I'm obsessed with them. This one smells basically the way I had imagined, like G's candle would smell when I eventually get like an OC candle. So I'm very excited. It smells like wine and berries.
And cream.
Yeah, I play G. She's an asthma, bard, rogue, and I love her.
Nice. And I am CarubiChips, playing Attenborough, the tree basketballer. I haven't been doing a lot of stuff on the internet lately, but I've got a new loop station. I can loop now, loop for real. Also, I got an email from the council saying that, hey, you know what, that main area where you can bask, we're gonna not let you bask for the Christmas time, so this is fabulous. um and yeah, I'm just waiting for my laptop to come back, and while we're waiting for my laptop to come back, you just have to get my mobile as my webcam. So hi, I'm done.
Hello, I am invisible again today. I'm Jimmy, your cat. I barely exist at all, but please enjoy this picture I drew of a friend ages ago for a stupid meme. That's all.
Hi, I'm PastelSparkles, and I play Temi, the Furbolg Circle of the Moon Druid, who's a real big baby. I do the streams sometimes, and mostly I do the full-time work and no sleep. So, yeah, I'm loving tonight's vibe already. On to Alishiera. I'm Alishiera. I play Eludere, who's the Way of Shadows monk. I exist most of the time. And I've just opened an Etsy store, and I'm actually tomorrow releasing the first of a friends and familiars, like D&D themed jewelry. So if you like danger noodles in a variety of colors, I do that now out of polymer clay. That's it at the moment.
I almost forgot that you were last. I'm like, wait, hang on. I don't have any more people to speak until I have to speak. But yes, I'm BurrowsRed. I exist on the internet also. I have a Patreon where you can get stickers. I'm also uploading some digital downloads for stuff that you need for, you don't need it, but it's D&D essentials, essentially. English. Words are really hard to come to today, so that's an important thing to note before we head on to any part of this session for tonight. Please excuse us. There's no real thing that's happening. It's just in our brains. But we are here for the 13th episode tonight. So I'll give you a little recap on what has been happening for the last 3 episodes, I think. The party was essentially body swapped into each other, with each of the different players playing someone else. Technically, they were themselves in someone else's body. You get the idea. It got very confusing after a while, but that is successfully done. It's over. Now that the party has successfully killed and defeated the Oblex, the creature that was inhabiting the manor, that was stealing people's memories and doing bad things. The party did have the opportunity to do this much quicker, but they were like, yo, you know what sounds great? A party. So the party went to a party. And then about 5 minutes into the party, not even like past pre-drinks, the party was like, I'm bored of the party now. I would really like to speedrun this. So the DM got very upset. Not really. And teased them with previous characters who have been to Serpent Lash Manor before and went, here you go. Here is some tasty morsel treats. And the party was still like, nah, we gotta get this sorted. We gotta get this done. I even dangled Manfred in front of them, and they still didn't take the bait. But successfully, the party managed to chase after the Oblex that was hidden in a grave underneath a tile in the foyer there, after successfully also then defeating the bodies and spirits of the previous characters who they hadn't interacted with before as themselves, Shava, Mai, Invadi, and Ava. It's just, that's essentially all we did. There was lots of dancing, lots of charisma and performance checks, good times all round, some dancing lessons, which was nice. There was also a weasel along with Ava as well. The weasel was very evil. Which I think we established. But yeah, it was just a generally all-round good time, and was the finale to our exploits in the Serpent Lash Manor. So that is how we begin tonight's episode 13, with the party having successfully dispelled the ghostly illusion around the manor, now returning back into the space that, for now, appears to be devoid of any ghosts. Nash had come to them and told them that he was passing on, and that he was all done and he was appreciative of the work that they had done, and he had disappeared. And that, for all intents and purposes, means that Serpent Lash Manor is yours. But I do need to establish that Serpent Lash Manor is in very bad condition. It's not structurally damaged too much, to the point that it would be easy enough to repair, but it would cost you a significant amount of money to kind of make your way through and do some of the things that need to be done around the place. You need to replenish some furniture. Basically, most of the 3rd and 2nd floors are all burnt out. There are also huge, big carcasses of vines outside, and who knows what else around here. You get the feeling you may need to acquire some help from maybe the local townsman or something like that in order to get the repairs done. Or if you do it yourselves, it might be a couple of months worth of hard work, but it would be essentially free except for materials costs. So that's a decision that is all up to you. You all stand in the foyer in the positions that you were in just before, but now back comfortably in your own bodies, with everything essentially back to normal, having just said goodbye to Nash, and the manor is growing darker as the sun has well and truly set at this point.
So, wait, I mean, not that we really know for sure. So it's the same day that we went in, it's just sunset.
Yeah.
Because we got here in the morning, yeah?
Yeah. So you got there at
Like
about
8 o'clock.
I think it was like 6. Something ridiculously early anyway.
Eludere is, I'm sure, going to immediately start picking insects out of her teeth and
Makes
probably grabbing some of the dried blackberry and just chewing on that for a bit.
Makes a lot of sense.
I kind of want to check if we still have that ghost dog.
Mm-hmm.
Whoever has that bag.
Would be friend, right? We put it in friend's cloak.
No, I
and
think
like
we put it
the
in the
In
pet
my
bag
bag
on
of
the bag.
animal holding.
which I
Oh.
think friend also carries around.
Yes.
Hmm.
Can I look in the bag and see if the ghost dog is in there?
You certainly can. You upend the bag in a way that you normally would. You see a series of creatures just pile on out. You see Ohana. You see... See, this is the true question, is whether or not I remember the amount of creatures you actually have in here. 1182? I think I'm getting that right.
Yeah.
Ani is in your pocket. Have you picked up any other friends? I don't think so. I think we're
I
good.
don't think so.
And then you also see that follows shortly after is a small ethereal form that zooms straight through out from outside of the bag, and faster than any of you can kind of witness, you see it jump and squeal around the room, kind of doing these circles and donuts in the foyer. And as it stops, you see the ethereal form of some kind of poodle dog that you had left inside there. Still prim, proper, combed back, got a nice little bow on its head, and still looking very sweet, and looking up at you, very excited, and very happy to be there.
But it's a ghost?
But it is a ghost.
That's so exciting! That's so much cooler than a poodle!
I'll let it run around.
Alright, and it will happily do that, just as though it was alive.
How can we tell that it's a ghost? Is it like slightly transparent?
Yeah.
Cool.
So, like, you get the feeling that it doesn't have an entirely corporeal form. Like, you can see it kind of, like, shifting through, like, the stairs and things like that. But mostly stays on the ground.
I want to let the dog run around, but I also want to try and speak with it.
Okay, sure.
So Temi would like kind of bend down to try and get on the baby's level.
Yep, sure.
Just and try and like comfort it and be like, good dog, very good dog. And like just praise, lots of praise, but in a language it can actually understand.
And it can speak back to you, right?
Yeah.
I think so, yeah. You just kind of witness, it's still like absolutely, it's got the zoomies right now. And it looks back to you and it's like, oh yes, I'm very excited to be here. I'm very, very happy. Yes, hello, you're very tall. I haven't seen you for very long at all. Do you know where my parents are? I don't know where they are either. Honestly, I got no idea. I just have a lot of energy. I really think I should probably go outside. Oh, I really needed a shit. Oh, I should.
Well, let's go outside. Wait. But first, what's your name?
I don't know what my name is. I don't remember. I think it was Pompadour.
Pompadour.
They said it was like my hair.
Let's go outside.
Okay. Welcome back. But yeah, you head outside with the ghostly dog. It's doing rings around you at the moment. Just like absolutely too much energy.
Is it actually touching the ground, or is it kind of like doing the motion but like floating, or like only just barely touching the ground?
I mean, it's not like, it's not phasing through it or like levitating or anything, but you do get the feeling that if it tried hard enough, it could probably just like shift through the floor.
I forgot the space, but that's very important to keep forever.
Well, it's certainly energetic for something that's slightly translucent.
It's been dead for a number of years.
Does it know it's dead?
Doesn't know much.
You look at
Yeah,
it and
barely
you
knows
see
its name.
a no thoughts, brain empty look on its face as it looks back up to you.
I don't think it knows anything at all. It doesn't even know its own name.
What did it say? What did it say, Temi?
Pompadour.
Pompadour.
Like its hair.
Oh my god. I'm just surprised that the form stayed with us even though the illusion returned. Well, I mean, dissipated, but okay, we have a ghost dog. The name is Pompadour.
I'm personally not going to think too much about it. We've got a dog. I'm happy about it.
Are
I
we
mean-
outside now as well? Oh, sorry.
They've Temi and the dog have headed out. I don't know if everyone else is heading, but
Yeah, Eludere would have, if Temi went outside, would have followed her.
I want to look at the dog more. I've definitely also gone outside.
yeah. So then, if you three have headed outside, anyone else is welcome if they feel. But as you do exit, you do kind of see that like it is quite dark at this point. As you're kind of looking around, you see that the vines that you'd seen from earlier today definitely are not as lively as they were previously. There's still kind of the main body of the vines there, but they're very much not in a living state anymore. And not as excited about approaching any of the party members as what they were. They just look like overgrown vines at this point. But they are still quite significant and will take a decent amount of time to take down as well. But yeah, Pompadour
Sure,
goes
we can
through, just rolls around.
Just cast a blight and everything will be done, right?
Maybe.
Yeet!
Can't believe a druid is suggesting that.
Look, I am a druid that may not have blight also. There are sometimes
You never know.
desperate times call for desperate measures.
If it's getting dark to the point where like dark vision is kicking in outside as well, Eludere will just touch Temi on the arm and cast dark vision as well, because she's watching the dog and she doesn't want her to have interrupted dog viewing experience.
Thank you.
So you have 60 feet of dark vision for the next 8 hours.
Sick.
Should I just set like an area and do produce flame? and
Well,
just,
I
like,
was gonna
as
say
you-
it's not concentration, so she'll also touch Addy and give him dark vision as well.
Love this for us.
Yeah.
Marvelous.
Finally feel like the rest of us.
I mean,
Ah.
it's not Friend and Eludere's 120 feet of dark vision, but you know, baby steps.
I think
Better
even
than
G
none.
has like 90 feet, I think, right? You have 90 feet, don't you, G?
Yes.
I mean, it's not Eludere and Friend's 120 feet. I should actually go up to wait. Terra, does Terra have dark vision? Okay,
Mm.
Terra does.
Yeah, I have, I think, 60 feet of dark vision, but it doesn't
Okay.
matter because I don't see shit. So
Well, that's why I was just like, no perception, but can see, just can't perceive. Like, you can listen and hear, and they're not the same thing. Terra's just like a constant visual, just nothing.
She has glasses now. She has an extra chance to be able to see.
And she's also just so sexy and intimidating. So what more do you need?
As long as everybody can see her, she doesn't need to
Yeah.
see anything.
Exactly.
it'll get to me eventually.
Oh my god.
Well, what do we want to do from here? Do we want to camp in a recently haunted, but probably not anymore, burnt out mansion? Or do we want to, God forbid, go back to Northmount?
We should definitely stay here. I would like to do some investigating.
Mm.
And like you said, the ghosts are gone except for the dog.
Is it
Yes.
safe?
I
Structurally?
mean, it's not fallen down yet.
It's only a matter of time. As long as we're safe, I don't mind.
I mean, we don't need to go inside. We can just stay on the grounds if you're concerned about the structural integrity.
G looks incredibly disappointed. She was
Yeah.
going to park our tent like in the foyer.
I mean, we can. I'm not particularly fussed. It's what everyone else wants to do.
Wait, if the second and third floor is burnt out, does that mean that the foyer is basically like outdoor?
Yeah, it's like
Skylight.
Cullen's room in Dragon Age Inquisition, how it's got the big hole in the ceiling.
Yep.
Yeah. One day I won't use video game references to
Never.
describe things,
It
but
helps all
Never.
of us.
Yeah.
How dare you have this thought, BurrowsRed? How
Gracie, God.
dare you?
Eludere then, as like a compromise to meet in the middle, she's going to go around to the side entrance, like where the cellar was, where the tasting room, like when we did
Oh,
the tasting.
yeah.
And is that open?
Yeah, I would imagine that it is like it's rusted over. It's a little bit hard to open, but not necessarily like locked.
Not when you got these guns prepared.
Yeah. Eludere looks at her real whippy noodle arms. Terra, can you open them?
I mean, I can certainly try. The front door was more of an obstacle than I anticipated. So.
Yes, but remember, this is like the more deadlift motion, like to put in. It's like it's like kind of the cellar, like the angled
Yeah,
one, because
yeah.
going down, isn't it?
Correct.
So this is a happy medium. It's not like the ground, but it's not like it's like at a 45-degree angle. I'm sure it'll be fine.
I can try to open the
Sure.
door.
Roll me a strength check.
Okay. Oh my god. Okay, I'm manifesting good vibes.
So
good
am I.
roll. A decent roll. Come on.
Edinburgh is going to be watching this.
Come on. Now let me down. We can do it. Oh, you motherfucker. All right.
Is it a 4?
It's a 2. So 9?
9 is so close, but not quite it. I was just waiting for like a 10. I'm so sorry. You definitely feel like you dislodged a little bit. And like, it's not that it's impossible. It wasn't super hard to open. It's just that it will take you a little longer. So like you're kind of sitting there for a couple of minutes, just kind of really truly getting a workout from trying to get this open. And eventually you do manage to break the rust that's on the top and pull it open. And you see inside that it's like quite beat up in there. Seems like a lot of leaves and things have gathered from like the crack in the door and all of that kind of thing. And as you head down into the cellar as well, you see that it's mostly intact. But each of the barrels of wine are kind of seeping this dark ooze that doesn't appear to be sentient, but appears to be some kind of remnant of the oblex itself.
I'm guessing
Well.
if it's sealed up all this time, does it smell funky fresh as hell?
Yeah, it's gonna smell like arse, like absolute arse.
Sulfur.
Like vinegar and sulfur and just a mess of smells.
Are there any of the earlier casks that look undisturbed? Like, because you said, like, when we went in, they were, like, in a progression of vintages.
You get the feeling that as... Roll me an investigation check. I'm not giving you that for free. Or maybe I will. I don't know. Who knows? We'll find out.
Fails check. Oh, it's really juicy info that I just want to give you so I'm
Yeah.
good at.
It's just me all the time.
Ooh, 7. I don't think she's... I can't remember if she got a plus. I think it's only plus 1. So, 8.
8.
Total.
It all looks very oozy.
Oozy woozy.
Oozy, bruisey, woozy, oozy, cover bruise.
Oh, can she go over to the spot from when she was in Friend's body that had the blood splatter?
Yeah,
Is that still there?
you should be able to find that relatively, like the spot that you're in, kind of. It has been a number of years since that potentially had happened. So it is a little bit difficult. Would require you to make another check. Are
No,
you
she's
looking
not
for
that
anything
invested in
particular?
it.
Just looking to have a look.
Yeah, it was just a point of reference. She's probably not going to, at like first glance, if she's like, well, irrelevant. Not going to.
Essentially, yeah, the check would be to find out what it is, unless there's anything specifically, which you already kind of know what it is. You know that's where the puddle of blood was.
Yeah. Go on then. I bet this would be like a boulder.
You can do a perception for this one instead, because it's just looking for it.
Not much of a better roll, but she's got better perception. 9, 16.
16 is enough to know the location. You can't necessarily like pinpoint exactly where it starts or whatnot, but you kind of remember where it was, and you kind of see like a few maybe like dried or discolored parts of the stone underneath to kind of recognize where it would have been.
It doesn't smell particularly pleasant down here, but in terms of residing within the previously haunted manor and structural integrity, this is probably the best spot that we're going to get. Or you go the whole hog and just go to the top of the tower and just really tempt fate.
It's at this point that you hear some bubbling from the oozing that's coming from out of the barrels as it just goes like as it like keeps moving.
Are you sure you don't want to just stay in the main building? It's gross.
We could try and find somewhere that looks less likely to fall inwards while we're sleeping. Maybe we just leave the cellar door open, let it air out.
Well, if we're within the magic that G has, even if something does fall, it's not really going to do anything, is it?
I was just going to very confidently say yes, but I'm pretty sure if something hits the top, it will fall off.
But also, if an entire house falls on you,
We
it'll
would be
just
stuck.
fall on you when you, like, when it drops.
No, you just have friend hold teleport and then drop the spell and instantaneously teleport, and we're fine.
Right, of course.
Yeah. You can't cast the magic in there, but you can time it to do it as soon as you drop the spell.
Yeah, if it fell down, we would be fine. I would assume that the entire building wouldn't fall down anyway. It would just be like a couple of rocks.
Well, perhaps we just do a cursory check anyway. We're just assuming because it's a burnt out building. I don't know if necessarily the ooze thing was improving the structural integrity of this building, seeing as we went into some kind of pocket dimension space, memory, whatever. So chances are if it's lasted this long, it should be fine. But we can just have a look around and have a look at the load-bearing beams, etc.
Would anyone
Because then
like
we
to
could
make
stay in the haunted tower.
me an intelligence check? Someone.
I mean, I feel like Eludere should that she's spouting nonsense
Yeah.
confidently.
G has just been listening, like, smile and nod. Whatever.
19.
19 is enough to know that potentially the quote-unquote safest part of the manor would be the ballroom. The ballroom extended up 2 floors and didn't have anything above it and was least impacted by the fire. The tower itself was fairly heavily impacted simply based on how high it was. So you get the feeling that in terms of structural integrity, you're going to have more luck in the ballroom.
Could go with the ballroom. Nice big open space, not a lot to fall on us there.
Such a shame not to have to sleep next to these oozing barrels, but we have to make compromises sometimes.
I'm sure they'll be waiting for you in the morning to take care of. But the strongest, I'm sure you'd have no problem carrying them outside.
On our way out, I'll give them a wave.
But yeah, you can go in through the kitchen door or go back out and kind of go around either which way you want to go. Which honestly really doesn't truly matter. But you do eventually make your way into the ballroom. As you do enter, there's still like debris and things everywhere. Just kind of dirt and dust and leaves and things that have blown through, especially from the holes in the roof in the foyer. And as you enter the ballroom, you see that there are the same windows that surround it as well. So you're kind of looking out into the plains around you. But you see a lot of those same vines and things from what you did earlier that kind of circle the house. But it's nice. It looks like the night currently is quite, like it's looking like it's going to rain. And there's just quite a lot of moonlight that's kind of filtering in. And despite the fact that it's like, it's, like, what do you call it? Like it's gloomy looking, it feels very serene. Like, despite the fact that it's, you know, it's not a clean place, it's filled with stuff, it's kind of falling apart. It's just really comfortable. And it feels good here. Not for any unnatural reasons, just because. But yeah, you looking to set up for a night's rest?
Setting up a campfire
Alright.
in the ballroom. That's new.
You could technically do that.
Do we want to do any looking around the ballroom before we set up the tent, or?
I would like to.
Probably
Just
just want to
to
set it.
poke around.
Everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm not sure about setting it next to, like, you know, that specific tile. Hopefully, it's not anywhere close by.
The tile was in the foyer.
In the foyer, yeah.
And so
Yeah.
the ballroom is quite a ways away from where the tile
shit,
was.
Okay.
But yeah, if you're looking
How's
to
the
look
tile,
around.
by the way?
Oh, sorry.
Is there a hole where the tile was?
Yeah.
In this? Could have had 2 tiles.
Oh my god.
I mean, you could always pry another one up, like, and you just
This
get another
tile's
one that
special.
way.
Oh my god.
So if you're looking to check around the house a little bit more, roll me investigation checks, and tell me where roughly you would like to look.
I got an 8.
I got a
Then I
nat
got a
20,
Nice.
which is only 21, but
I'm going with Eludere. I don't care where I'm looking.
You and Luke just looking for tiles the whole time.
Just want to learn things.
well, because Eludere just wanted to parkour up the tower. She wanted to, like,
Temi's
You
not
definitely
doing
can.
that.
When I say like structural
fly up.
integrity, it's not impossible to walk through there. It's just that, like, if you were looking to spend the night, it's probably not your wisest choice. But you definitely can, like, make your way through there. That's not an issue. Friend, what did you get, sorry?
Was it perception or investigation, did you say?
Investigation.
Investigation.
Okay, I also got a nat 20, so it's 25.
Nice.
Got 25.
Sick.
So, starting off with Eludere then, where were you going to look? You wanted to look in the tower?
yeah.
All right. Is anyone else looking in the tower? Just check.
Yeah.
Yeah?
I'm going to wild shape into an owl to go up with
Cute.
Eludere.
Demi, same brain.
Yeah,
Temi, you see magnificent tiles in that tower. Like, immaculate. Would be wonderful for a mosaic. Like, just, it's like the crow part in your brain is like, I need this. That's what you find in the tower.
Try and communicate with Eludere.
Yeah,
will not want-
we can take the tiles after. They're not going anywhere. It's fine.
Eludere, though, as you're looking through the tower, you get a bit of a look and you kind of search through a couple of things, you know, pick up some debris around the place and all that kind of thing. You see a small box. And it's been a while, so like the wood's kind of eroded away mostly. There was a lock on the front, but it's very easy to kind of take off the lid with the lock attached. And inside, you see 2 small potions of healing. And a small little tin box.
Does the tin box seem like magical, or like does this tin box, probably because she wouldn't necessarily know if it's magical, but does it seem like too like clean or anything? Like, does it seem weird, like the condition, seeing as in an eroded box? It looks like equally kind of tarnished and stuff. Okay.
It's like kind of grimy and like just generally covered in like general filth from just kind of sitting in there. But like you're able to kind of push that away with your fingers and stuff, and it's not really too much of an issue. And if you do try to open it as well, you see that it is just simply a little music box.
Ooh. I'm assuming that she would, like, even if the specific like craftsman that made it, she would recognize pretty easily that it's a music box, right?
I
Because she'd
reckon,
be familiar with like that
yeah,
kind of
like,
fine.
you'd probably see like the little wind up on the side, and like as you kind of moving it, you would like hear it, like the mechanisms inside it moving and that kind of thing.
She would, because is Temi like on her shoulder or something, perched? Has she been like pointing with her wing and stuff, just tiles?
Yeah. Probably like flying around briefly, but mostly perched. Yeah.
But she'll just like say to Temi, then I think I've found something maybe slightly more interesting than tiles, and she'll like wind it up and like open it, assuming that Temi's probably not super familiar with like music boxes, and let it play its little merry little tune.
Yeah, you hear like a very lovely tune, but the both of you don't know where it comes from. But it's still nice, and it's still very sweet. It's kind of like, it's very similar to any kind of like music box that you would have heard before. It's very simple in style, but very much a recognizable tune for anyone who is familiar with an area around here. Not even around here, who knows? The main point is that neither of you two recognize it, but it is nice.
Yeah, she'll just start making her way back down. She'll just start prying some tiles off the like. And Temi's like, that one. Getting like a dagger like under the grout and just like gently like levering certain tiles off.
Yeah, it's
and then we'll
fairly
make
easy to
our way
do.
back down.
Yeah, like you try and find the ones that aren't like scorched or whatever, and you're fairly able to find a fair few.
Hell yeah.
Friend, where would you like to be looking?
Mostly I just want to check around the house and see whether things still seem very spooky and or dangerous. And if I find a ghost, I want to try and eat it.
As you kind of have a bit of a look around with your 25, you definitely get a lot more of a calmer feeling. Like there's not that kind of same danger sense as what you would have had from coming in here before. There's not that anticipation of something inherently evil inside here currently with the Oblex dispelled. But as you're kind of moving on through, you do sense a few things, and this is going to be a huge mistake, and I kind of regret that I said it, but I'm going to do it anyway. You do hear some scurrying. I said some twice. You do hear some scurrying. And as you're kind of moving through, you like kind of swiftly go through one of the rooms, and you look into another, and you look into another, trying to follow this scurrying noise. You see two small little ghost rats that run around, and they look to each other, and then they look at you, and then they just and then they just go and run off into a corner. And then they rush off in another direction. And what would you like to do?
I want one. I want to try and get one. I have very low physical stats, but I want to try and catch a ghost rat.
Roll me a sleight of hand check or an animal handling.
Okay. Oh, okay. That's 14. So that's like not the worst to start off with.
Let me roll for them too, just to like give you a bit more of a chance. Whoa, that was really loud. Sorry.
Oh, I have +3 on animal handling, so 17?
Nice. I got 15, so very good.
I'm gonna eat a rat.
Oh no. So yeah, you managed to catch one of the rats. It's got like it is not a nice rat. Like, you know how like you have like pet rats and they're nice? This one is like absolutely off its rocker. Like some of its hair's missing, and it looks at you and it's like missing one of its side teeth. and it's just like
It's perfect.
yeah. And in the same way that Aleska taught you, you are able to essentially eat the ghost rat spirit.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have a little sip.
As you have a little sip, you get the memories flood in from the ghost rat, which essentially consist of food, hole, ground, dirt, walls, lunch, brooms, more brooms, big fire, remembering being passed out, and that's about it. That's as exciting as this rat's life was.
That's pretty good. It's not a bad life.
A good life. But yeah, you are able to
Adequate
catch
amount
a
of brooms.
yeah. You are able to catch a rat.
Cool. I am satisfied with my sweep of the house.
I reckon probably out of everyone, you're probably one of the people to notice this as well. As you're kind of moving through some of the rooms, you do also spot amongst some of the debris as well a few kind of human remains, essentially. Well, not necessarily just human, but like remains throughout the house. And you get the feeling that a lot of people that died here were not buried or removed or anything like that. A lot of them are still kind of sparsely spread out across the place, unfortunately.
Cool. I'd love to hear it. I would like to look at these skeletons, if I may.
Sure. If you want to look for one, I'll just give you an arbitrary place. Maybe in the kitchen, seeing as you were at the rat.
Sure.
Roll me... Are you trying to work out a certain thing about the rat? The skeleton? Not the rat. We've moved on.
No, I don't know if I'm trying to, like, learn anything about them. I just want to look and maybe touch them a little bit on the skull base area.
Roll me a medicine check. Let's go medicine.
Ooh, that's 17. I don't think I have a plus to medicine there.
I don't think so.
Oh, no, I have a plus 3 because I have 5 wisdom. That should be a plus 4. I haven't updated my sheet in a while. So 21.
21, right. Cool. Yeah, brain short-circuited, couldn't do the maths. But yeah, so you're able to pick up one of the skulls, and you see that it is like kind of a long snout, and quite a large head as well, with a few little like horns attached to the top. You get the feeling that this was a dragonborn. And yeah, you're able to find most of the skeleton that's kind of hidden off in a corner that's kind of near the door to the ballroom and the kitchen. So you're able to suss that out and do with what you will.
Cool. No, there's nothing I want to do with it. I just wanted to know something.
You have your flippin' Hamlet moment.
Yeah. Yeah, can I just take the skull?
Yeah. You're more
I'm
than
gonna
able
do
to.
that. Yes.
Alright.
It's mine now.
Sure. You take the
Is
skull.
this ghost around?
Not currently. At least not that you can see.
I'm sure we can catch up later. Alright, I'm good. I'm done.
Alright, perfect. Attenborough, where were you looking to look?
Well, I think we already checked the cellar and it's got bubbly wine. And I rolled like a 10, so I'm gonna this is very me though. It's not very Attenborough, but that doesn't matter. Same but same. Attenborough's gonna try to check out the kitchen.
Sure. Yeah, you're more than welcome. What was your roll?
10.
10? 10 is enough to know that you managed to find the food stores, and whatever they had remaining. And just like in the cellar, it smells like absolute garbage. but it's kind of been here for so long that like it's not the worst that it would have been. Being here for a couple of years, a lot of the stuff is kind of eroded away. You do get like a plume of dust that enters into your face. And as you're kind of able to look around and such, you do find some very, very, very old cured meats, but they look like they were cured to within an inch of their life. So potentially they could be completely fine. But lots of herbs and things
Vintage
too.
salami in this kitchen? Okay.
But yeah, that is what you find.
Okay, lovely. Any notable kitchenware, like a nice knife?
Probably not anything that's in a usable condition. You get the feeling that because it was in here and kind of with like the residual like molding and stuff of everything else, everything's kind of been subjected to a lot of moisture. So anything that you kind of find in here is rusted or kind of beat up or something like that. But yeah, you do find some herbs, so you can add some herbs to your list as well, that are kept in jars, and they seem to be mostly well kept and such. Just nondescript cooking herbs, you can decide whatever you want them to be. But yeah,
Yes.
unfortunately not for the utensils though. Especially not with a 10.
Attenborough with no eyes.
Looking but not looking.
With basic bitch eyes. Saw stuff and went, okay.
Fair enough.
Well, I mean, very distracted by this salami.
It's like
Vintage
5 times smaller than what it
pastrami?
normally is. Like,
Yeah. Oh my god. The extremely dehydrated pastrami in this
Absolutely.
vicinity?
Absolutely.
Yes, I will take them and put in my bag.
Sure. Terra, how did you go?
Okay, I had a question, and I didn't roll yet in case it wouldn't be enough time. If I have enough time while everybody else is like looking around, if I am by myself in the ballroom, I would like to practice ballroom dancing. So
Yeah.
I didn't know if I would have enough time, so I didn't roll yet.
I mean, look, you can always look around the place later. But if you're wanting to practice, you can practice.
Okay. Do I need to roll a check of anything?
I mean, you're kind of teaching yourself, so I feel like you can decide exactly how good or bad you're going in that moment. If someone else were teaching you, it'd be different, but, you know, you don't have anyone to judge you, so it can be as
Or
good or
just-
as bad as you want.
Roll an intimidation check, intimidate myself into doing better.
Yeah, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, I think it's probably, like you're practicing by yourself. It's like when you're learning a language, if you've ever learned a language, and then you practice on your own, but you don't know if you're getting the pronunciation right.
Yep.
And then you go back to like class and everyone's saying it a different way and you're like, yes.
I did the study, but not correctly.
Yep.
Yeah.
Thanks, brain. So yeah, I mean, like it's probably not super great, but just like, okay, everybody's gone. Let's do this. So
Yeah, so you're able to kind of find some time to do that. Just kind of moving through the room and just kind of really feeling it for a moment. It's a really beautiful place, beautiful setting, that kind of thing. And a good time to do it. While no one's watching. All right.
So there's like a bone step on somebody's like femur or something. It's like, oh shit, like sorry.
Probably at some point you will find some kind of bone. But they're usually not in big piles of people. So unfortunately they are like randomly dispersed amongst the house. Sadly. But that's fine. It's fine.
I'll get them later. I'll get 'em.
G, how did you go? You're muted for some reason.
It's because I've been editing the spreadsheet and I didn't want anyone to hear me clicky clacking.
Fair.
fun fact about the spreadsheet, until 10 minutes ago, G had 6 horses in her personal possessions. Like she was carrying them around in a backpack because I fucked up how we did that. We now have a column for horses.
I love that.
But I got a 25 and I want to go investigate the Serpent Lashes, the Lord and Lady's bedroom.
Sure.
I feel like they're going to have the most interesting shit.
Yeah, that wouldn't be an issue at all. So that would be on the 2nd level. So yeah. Just getting a idea of where I'm looking here. So you're able to go up to the 2nd level. You can see that like a lot of this is exposed to the elements currently. So you're kind of subjected to whatever you can see during the night. But you know, you have dark vision, so that's fine. But as you head through and you're able to see where the Lord and Lady's room was, what was your investigation roll?
25.
25. You're able to give a very thorough look around. A lot of this room was subjected to fire and such. So you kind of get the feeling that anything too good has been ruined. But you are at least able to see that most of the bed itself is kept together and the side tables. As you kind of look through one of the side tables, you see that you find the same journal that you all found in the alternate timeline.
Serpent Lash AU.
Yeah. You're able to read that and it's identical to the one that you found then. And as you kind of search a little bit more through, you see a little lapel pin of Serpent Lash Vineyard. It's a series of vines that spread up in a whip-like shape that reads Serpent Lash Manor over the side. You see there's one identical in both bedside tables. And just generally like nighttime things, you might see a small pair of glasses, like reading glasses in the side. Small book. One of them was probably reading.
All of this, but very specifically, I'm taking the glasses and I'm going to taunt Terra with them when I get back downstairs.
Fair. You are more than able to do that. But yeah, they're like, also when you look at them, they're like incredibly magnified too. So like very much the reading glasses. And yeah, you find a small book that they would have been reading. It appears to be a collection of poems. And yeah, that's essentially all that you're able to find.
I'm trying to decide if I keep investigating or if I go back and meet people and see if they want to come investigate other places with me. Most of the castle is burnt down. There's not that many walls. Everybody here is dead. I'm just going to yell that I'm on the 2nd floor and I found some cool shit, and if anybody wants to come find some cool shit with me, 2nd floor, 5 minutes. Meet in the hallway.
Yeah, Eludere will probably like hear that echoing up, like as she's like prying like the 17th tile off the wall, and she's like, "All right, we'll come back to this. These tiles aren't going anywhere. This sounds like fun." And without telling Temi, she's just gonna start moving very quickly and just like full speed run. Like, just put the hood up slightly so she's kind of swaddled, but then just like action dash, fucking step of the wind key point, just like full speed run down and then run into wherever the voice was coming from.
Yep.
And,
having searched through the tower as well, you're on the same level as what G is too. So you're able to just absolutely like sprint to the main room. And kind of have a bit of a look through there. Temi, you're able to hold on very, very cautiously to Eludere as she manages to do this, kind of helped by the hood situation. And yeah, you're able to find each other in there. And you're more than welcome to have a bit more of a look around. I'll assume it kind of applies to most of the rest of the house, but we'll keep the same roles too. Except because I'm feeling nice, Temi, feel free to roll again.
It's worse.
Oh no.
I got a 4.
So
Oh.
I've decided when you roll badly, it's crow brain. Is what happens here.
Okay.
You see wallpaper that's fucking sweet, alright? It's got like gilded sides, there's like little bits of gold leaf inlaid into it, and it's in this like gorgeous repeating pattern, and it's peeled off the wall in like this very well-kept shape that like you could take that whole thing and put it in a frame.
Hell yeah.
Like it's
Scrapbooking,
gorgeous.
here we come.
Exactly. You're able to like walk over and like fly over, I guess, and like peel it off with your beak. It's just like prime for the taking.
Surely it has to be just like hovering, just like one tail, like the tail just like
Yeah.
peels down.
Absolutely. But for the rest of you, for G and Eludere, you're able to have a bit more of a look around. Both of you having a 25. I think you had a 25 as well, right, Eludere, total?
No, I had 21, but it was a nat
21.
21.
Yeah, okay, cool.
Friend had the other 25.
Yeah, I knew friend had 25, but I was like, nat 20, yeah, surely 25. 21, nah, it doesn't get any, nah, joking. But yeah, you're able to have a bit more of a look around. Kind of moving through some of the other rooms, you see a lot of dust-covered clothes, and things left behind. A lot of it is really nice, like fancy fabrics and things, but a lot of it has kind of been ripped and kind of eaten and all that kind of thing, beyond repair through the years. And as you kind of make a bit more of a look through the rooms, you see an old dog bowl and like a pet carrier from Pompadour's room. And you kind of make a bit more of a look through. You see a couple of trunks as well that appear to be mostly untouched, in a kind of similar situation to what it was in the tower, that they've had locks on the front, but they're so just worn away that they are very easy to just take off and aren't an issue at all. And as you have a look through, in total of like inventory that you have, you will come away with about 125 gold pieces, 26 silver pieces. I say this slowly.
Yeah, just give me a second.
No, you're right.
I'm adding these to the group.
Yeah.
Which means I had to do some maths. How much silver was it, sorry?
26. And you find 15 copper pieces. You also find 3 sets of jewelry. One is a set of emerald earrings that at a quick glance look like they're mostly well kept and may be able to be salvaged for something. There is also a ruby necklace that you would also be able to do a similar thing. It's in good condition. And you also see an amber necklace as well in one of the other rooms. You find a few cufflinks and like general just like random stuff, but nothing like that overly stands out, just kind of mundane stuff. And you do find a few more bodies and things throughout, or like parts of small bones and things that kind of litter the place. You see a few of them have been scorched by the fire as well, so that were here before then. And yeah, as you have a bit more of a look around, you appear to have gone through most of what is available to you within this manor, but you feel like the fire knocked out a fair chunk of whatever was remaining here, especially with most of the 3rd floor gone and the 2nd floor mostly being impacted as well. A lot of what's downstairs is a lot more books and things that are kind of very general library books and such like that. Food's obviously well and truly gone. You maybe could find like a set of silver plates and things that you could probably polish up, but nothing overly good at this point.
Any of the books look like anything, just at a glance, without really even opening them, that G would go, yes, I think book would like that.
Oh, that's
just-
a very good question.
Judging based on the shit that he carries around, like if it's usually like fat looking textbooks, like
I feel
just
like you
based
could,
on the way books look.
you could probably pick up a couple that are like, you know, those really old anatomy books that are gorgeous. They've got like the
Right.
filigreed sides and like the leather binding, and they've got like the illustrated pictures on the inside and stuff. That, but for magic. I feel like you'll probably find a couple of those in there. Like in their pristine part of the library.
Do we also, I know you said most of the clothes were ruined, but on like real thorough, because Eludere would just like completely empty out the closets, is there one dress that's in good nick?
I feel
Like
like
out of any of the clothes?
you would be able to Frankenstein together a decent dress. Like it would kind of be like a bit of a moment of like a lot of it is kind of that more ball gown-esque type thing, but you might be able to make some sleeves out of one part and a full dress out of the other, or like combine like a top and a skirt kind of deal. There are small tears and other things and stuff like that that would still be relatively simple to put together.
She will take the ones that go together well, and that can be easily stitched together, and she'll do that in her 4 hours of light activity when she finishes.
You wouldn't need like a super big check or anything. Like I feel like sewing is a fairly, or like at least hand sewing, is a fairly simple thing to do. It also just started raining here too, so yay.
Yeah, here too.
But yes, you are able to. But that is you successfully having looked through most, if not all, of the manor as well. So as you're able to kind of come back into the ballroom, Terra, I'm assuming once you hear footsteps, what's the plan? You just gonna keep dancing around, or?
Here's the thing. I'm gonna be nice to everyone else to laugh at me for a moment. Because my passive perception is 10, would I hear people coming?
Would you like to roll a perception check?
Boy howdy, would I ever. Alright.
I don't know if you want this to fail or not, so...
I live to give, you know?
Yeah.
I live to give.
Understood,
So...
understood.
It's a 3!
So isn't that just a 3?
Yeah, it's just a 3. It's just a 3, babes.
Love that for you. You absolutely don't hear anyone coming. I feel like probably Friend would be looking around for ghosts. Attenborough's looking around for food. Temi is probably one of the first to come back, but everyone kind of will come back at similar times from the relative places that they come in. So everyone kind of enters in to Terra, arms up, ballroom dancing in the ballroom.
If Temi is the first one that comes back, she would change back to her regular self and try and join Terra. Because she wants to learn how to dance too.
Then with that terrible, shocking perception check, Temi, you're able to like fly most of the way into the room and wild shape back in and essentially like fall into Terra's arms kind of deal as you like go into the dance. And that's how, Terra, you're aware of the fact that someone else is inside the room.
Ah, hello? What?
Hello. What are you doing?
Practicing.
Do you know how to dance?
Technically, yes. If you ask anyone, no. I know, but the execution isn't always great.
I would like to learn how to dance. I've only danced one time. That was today. Dance like this, anyway.
Oh well, I mean, I can try and teach you if you'd like. I hope it helps. It's like I said, my execution isn't great, but
It's okay. I'm not going to be good.
Well, yeah, I will sort of like Terra knows how to do both parts. So, do you want to learn how to do both, leading and probably? I'll lead to start. That's easier for you.
Okay,
You don't have to do
okay.
anything. So, yeah, we'll be sort of like slowly, but just talking about like where to place her feet and like where to, but just the person who's leading does all the work basically. So
I am quite
just-
tall. I don't want to step on your foot or anything. Just let me know.
that's fine. I still have my armor on. It'll be fine. So yeah.
Temi.
Temi's got her armor on too, so it's like.
Clunk,
Temi.
clunk, 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 clunk.
If you can make me a performance check with advantage because you are being taught. Terra, please make me a performance check, just flat.
13.
Oh
Pain.
no.
Eh,
It's not bad though. It's not the worst.
Okay. I'm gonna use my sparkly GD20 because G's good at performing.
Makes sense, makes sense.
Ah, it's cocked. All right. Ah! Okay. It's a natural 20.
Woo!
Nice.
Oh my god. For a total of 24. It's the G die, man. It worked.
Yeah, for sure. So without any issue, you are able to lead Temi through this room. Temi's feeling a little shaky, only having danced a few hours prior to this for the first time in specifically ballroom dance. I'm sure she does plenty of dancing otherwise. But you're able to lead her through the room, and it's just a really nice, beautiful moment. And it's about midway into this first dance when everyone else starts filtering into the room. Terra, with your abysmal perception check from before, you don't notice everyone enter, but I'm sure that Temi does with a kind of relatively better passive perception than Terra. You do notice, but Temi doesn't really care, I'm sure. As everyone kind of moves on in, and you see Terra and Temi dancing a ballroom dance to no music.
You're about to get music. I have multiple instruments, but I think a lute is probably the most useful for this. I'm assuming it is a fairly small lute, otherwise it would probably be in the bag of holding. Wait just a second. I could like this. But for the scene, I'm going to assume. But for some reason, I decided to carry it around the castle with me.
Sure.
And I'm going to play them a song so that kind of matches whatever it is that they're kind of dancing.
All right, roll me a performance check.
Okay. This better be fucking good, because if it is not, it'll be very embarrassing. That's a 12. Not a number 12. That was a D12 I picked up.
Yeah.
Okay. That is an 18 plus 10. 28.
Yeah, you're able to burst into a beautiful melodic song that you're able to begin dancing around the ballroom to.
Eludere will help too. She'll pull her flute out,
Perfect.
accompany whatever G starts
Give us
playing something that
your
matches it.
dex checked flute.
Yeah. Eyes aren't on her, so she doesn't have to be captivating. That's G's job.
G's got
and
the
the
soul
dancer.
going, so this is just assistance at this point.
19, so and then because it's not on my sheet as this, so then it would be 28 as well, because it's a +9,
Yeah.
which is proficient.
So yeah,
Yeah.
some additions to the musical lineup accompany you there.
At some point, a friend will walk in holding a skull and be like, "Oh, this looks fun," and start playing the recorder thing that they have.
The horn of blasting.
It's very loud.
Roll me a performance check for the hell of it.
Like Scuttle in fucking Kiss the Girl.
I got a 15, so this is probably gonna be
But the thing
surprisingly good.
is that it can sound good, but it's whatever you want to play with it.
Yeah. It's what am I doing? Performance.
Performance, yeah.
That's a 19.
What do you want to play on your Horn of Blasting?
I'm just gonna try and mimic what the others are playing.
You are definitely able to assist with the song, but it's kind of, it really gives it this like otherworldly feel underneath it. Before it was like very traditional ballroom. Now it's kind of like you feel like at any moment that you're about to be transported to another plane again, but it's really wonderful. It's a really nice tune, and kind of knowing the kind of like whacked out nature to your adventures so far. It's pretty on par.
I think kind of as we're dancing, Terra will say, like, should probably, like, hearing that the others, assuming that a passive perception of 10 is enough to at least hear and know that there are other people in the room.
Yeah.
Because boy howdy, I don't know.
It's more that you didn't notice them come in is more the thing. But you are definitely able to know that there are people in here.
And they're playing music
Yeah.
for us.
But I'll say, you will attend a party at some point, I'm sure, because I think the others are very keen, and as am I. I mean, parties. That's beside the point. But when you're dancing, and you're having a good time, and you'll have a sparkly, pretty outfit. The main thing about dancing is no matter how nervous you are, it's just to have a good time and to feel sparkly and special because you are.
I'll remember that.
Good.
Temi crying inside.
You're gonna be outside.
But yeah, after a little bit, we'll finish up her dance, and I'll take a bow and then get back over to everybody. But yeah, Temi, you did well.
Thank you. You're a very good teacher.
Oh, good. I'm glad. I was worried I wouldn't be. So I think the music helps, not having to pretend there's a beat to follow. Thank you for the accompaniment, everybody. That was really, really nice.
Well, like you say, it's easy to follow along when you have someone else assisting, and turns out, who would have thought she's very good at playing music? Easy to follow along with.
Who would have thought?
But yeah, you're able to set up your camp, or whatever you want to call it, your camp, in the ballroom very easily. There's not an issue with that at all. If you're looking to take your long rest now, it's fine. But you've successfully looked through all of what you can see for the manor.
I mean, as we're setting up, I'll sort of ask, how did looking around the manor go? Did you find anything interesting or weird or, I don't know, noteworthy?
She's going to be like sitting on the ground because she's ritual casting the tent thing, but she's going to just like take one hand off of the symbol that I assume that she has to draw. I don't actually know how the spell works, but I have decided she's drawing something on the ground. Just one hand's going to shoot up and she's holding the tiny pair of glasses. I got you a present. You can double layer glasses.
All right. I will take them. I will put on the I'm gonna put on both pairs of glasses at once. So I'm gonna put on the eagle lenses and then put on the little glasses. And if they're really magnified, it probably just looks really whack.
Oh yeah. Wait,
Do they
hang on.
suit me?
Perfect. That's exactly how I expected it to go. Wonderful. 10 out of 10 fashion choice. It's going to be all the rage everywhere very soon. I don't know if they actually do anything special.
They are
other
just
than-
seeing glasses.
Yeah. So if they're not magic, they're probably making your sight worse.
Yeah, no, they're just kind of blurry. Why does anyone wear these? Well, they're not blurry for other people. Whatever. Thank you. I'm keeping them.
Very cute.
Going back to casting the spell just with a very quiet, yeah, you better. I don't care if it's a shit present. You don't throw away presents.
But yeah, eventually you're able to set up the tent and you're able to begin your long rest. What's the plan for the long rest? We taking watches? What are we doing?
Yeah, I'm taking that moon watch, baby.
Moon watch, baby. You are first watch tonight.
Hell yeah.
Eludere will take last watch because she's got 4 hours. She has her when Terra's like, did anyone find anything? Eludere had come into the room initially just like with all of these clothes in her arms. So she'll be doing that at last watch.
Elodie just went to Spotlight.
Yeah. Bargain bin.
Absolutely. So who's first? So
Sorry, I was talking to my dog, but I'm happy to go first.
G.
Yeah, I
We
don't
only
mind
need to
going
split
first.
into, is it 3 watches?
3
So
watches,
it would
yeah.
just be, somebody would be joining Eludere, somebody would be joining G, somebody would be joining Temi. Pick your person.
What
So,
did
friend, did
Friend
you say
say?
go first?
I said I don't mind going first.
Okay,
Yeah.
so friend and Temi first then. So as the rest of you nod off to sleep, friend and Temi remain awake, looking out into the backyard. And you see the moon is filtering in, and from your position with the back windows, Temi, you're able to spot the moon in the sky. You see that it is ever so slowly getting to that new moon stage. It's like it's hanging on there by a thread. There is like slither of it left, but it's still there. And friend, you're able to sit beside and just sit and watch. You hear the rain subtly go onto the roof. It's quite calm night. Please roll me perception checks, everyone.
Natural 20, baby!
Nice.
Which is a 25, baby!
I got an 8,
Okay.
but it's +7. So,
It's
be
very
worse.
good. Still
Oh.
15.
yeah. Sorry, the cats are going crazy 'cause it's raining.
Fair enough.
Also, sorry if you can hear the rain sounds. It looks
It's
like my
fine.
camera's picking it up, but
Temi, what was your total?
25.
25. Friend, I know you're dealing with cats, but you hear scurrying again in the ballroom, and you spot a few more of those ghost rats in one of the corners. It looks like one of them goes to like squeeze outside and it gets its butt stuck. And it's kind of doing that thing where it's like, oh god! And another one is just running around, just like looking at you all, and then looking back, and then like, and then it'll go off and scurry into the kitchen.
Emmy, can you see them?
Yes, I can. Would you like some?
No, I had one earlier.
Oh, okay. They're very cross.
Yes. I would be too.
Stuck as a ghost rat in an abandoned manor.
Also, I
Friend
ate
just
one
got
of their
eaten.
friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
What did you find in the tower?
Lots of tiles. I think I
Ooh.
annoyed Eludere a little bit.
Are they
but,
pretty tiles?
Very pretty. And some very nice wallpaper. It's gold.
Ooh, what are you
Gold
going to do with it?
I don't know. Probably forget about it. And make
Nice, I
something
do
when we're
that
back at the
too.
tower.
Wait,
Just
you
tell
should.
me.
I found this skull. Maybe you could put the gold wallpaper on it and make it pretty.
Oh, okay. That would be nice.
That would be cool, I think.
Arts and crafts with Temi and friend.
Yeah.
Um,
Could be like a evolving project. We stick more and more shit to it.
Yeah.
find like little gemstones to like dome onto it and
Yeah,
stuff.
it's so pretty.
And Temi, you are able to see the moon from here, and you kind of see the same thing. You see a lot of rats running around and all of that kind of thing. But the important thing is that your watch doesn't pass that out. Your watch does pass without any incident. Is there anything specifically outside of arts and crafts that you would both like to do?
Just kind of like pray, if you know what I mean. Like just think seriously. Kind
Meditate.
of think about my family and probably make sure Toddlington's all comfy now that he's back with me.
Toddlington, it appears, had taken a nap for a majority of what happened. So when he awakes, he's just like rubbing his eyes and he's like, "What? You what?"
Don't worry.
Has no idea.
He's so brave. He slept through it all. Unfazed king.
Absolutely. But yeah, if there's nothing specific that anyone would like to do, we'll go to a second rest. Who was up next? I know G was one, but who was going with G?
I was planning to do a watch as well, depending on whether Attenborough wanted to do one or not do one, or where, if anywhere, you wanted to do a watch.
Definitely go with G. You gotta go get her.
Honestly, I'm feeling a little avoided right now. That was a lot of, are you sure you don't want to do it?
I will take the watch with G because I want to.
All right, perfect. So yeah, both roll me perception checks first up.
Am I using my goggles because I'm looking? I'm guessing it's
Yeah,
pretty dark
yeah.
in here.
Yeah, but yeah, you can use them.
15.
Nice.
29.
G nearly doubled it. That's just rude. All right, perfect. So you're both able to look out. You see the moon that's slowly disappearing from the sky. You hear the rain on the roof, what remains of it in here at least. Doesn't appear to be any water coming inside, so solid choice on room choice. Much better than what the foyer probably was. And yeah, you're left for a moment in this abandoned ballroom, having only a few hours previous seen the party inside here, and now it returned to its regular state. Just an empty shell of what it was before.
I think G would be like sitting with like her blanket wrapped around her shoulders because if she has to be awake, she's still going to be, cozy. Just be like, ghosts. They're everywhere. Seriously, like everywhere we go, there are ghosts. Didn't think that was going to be such a thing in my life.
I mean, how long? Because you didn't know you had ghosts in your house until quite recently, right? Or did you know?
Didn't have like confirmation that I had ghosts in my house. I used to joke that I had ghosts in my house because shit moved and went missing all the time, but I figured that maybe some of my servants were completely incompetent.
I mean,
I never
that's
accused anybody of it, of course, because it doesn't matter. It was kind of fun. It was like I could search for my stuff every day. It's like a scavenger hunt all the time. Kind of fun.
Wait, when you say they were moving, if it was stuff you had to use all the time, what were they moving?
It wasn't stuff that I had to move all the time. It was just random stuff, but all the time. So, like, the vase might be over there. That knife might have started here and then it was over there. Nothing ever got broken. It's just moved.
Hmm.
You know, you technically discovered the first actual ghost in my house.
Oh, with the room and the walls with the blood and way to make an entrance.
Yeah.
Wait, I'm. Was that the ghost that was also your relative that pulled us out of that dream? Was that what happened? I can't. So much weird shit has happened in the last few months.
That's something I'm gonna have to check with the DM, because I thought not. I thought after Terra turned the dress down, that ghost just went, fine, that's the end of my life, whatever. This is my one mission and I failed and just disappeared.
I don't I think you fulfilled their wish, but in a similar way to like how you have people going in and out, they're probably still around, just not doing the
Yeah.
same thing.
But it wasn't the grandmother person.
No.
Oh, I thought it was for some reason. Like, oh, the grandmother tried to give me a dress or something. I don't know where I got that from.
No, actually, I think we did have that conversation now that I think about it. But it wasn't necessarily that it was your grandmother's dress. It wasn't your grandmother wearing it.
Weird ghost.
Yeah.
Stealing people's clothes.
I mean, they're ghosts. They're just gonna go run around in whatever they want.
Ghosts are weird people. I don't know. No, that wasn't her, but it was her dress. I couldn't really imagine you in that dress anyway. It's a little, 50 years out of style. But you can keep the dress that you wore to the party. That looked good. You could wear that again.
Do we still have those?
I'm assuming we didn't. This isn't a conversation that we've had on stream, but I was talking to Burrows on the weekend, and G still has Nash's coat, so I'm assuming that the clothes would still exist.
Yeah.
Or was I wrong?
Nah, for the hell of it. You have it. But it's whatever you were wearing. They didn't go back to the original person wearing it.
Yeah.
Like, if you were wearing something for Attenborough, you're wearing that. Because it's your body.
I would have put it
Your
in the bag,
soul.
though, because I put Terra's armor back on before we did the pew-pew.
Yeah. That's fine.
So it's in the bag. I will pull it out of the bag and just be like...
Well, I was going to say, I would ask what kind of dresses do you imagine me in, but I here's the answer.
I would always imagine you in dresses. Exactly, Pastel. Exactly.
Well, I mean, you did say I don't have to wear a shirt, so
Yep. I'm standing by that.
maybe when everyone else is around I might, but it's just good to be aware of the dress code.
What lack of dress code. Anyways, anything happening outside that we should actually be paying attention to?
No.
Like, that's not a thing that G is saying. I'm just making sure that there's not, like, ghosts creeping in because it's past midnight
No,
and
no.
we're just flirting.
No.
That's
flirting?
It's bad flirting. G doesn't flirt with people she actually likes. She doesn't know how to have a real relationship. Which is lucky, because I'm awkward as fuck as a real person.
No, you would be. I would have told you if something was happening. You are definitely still paying attention. It's just nothing is actually happening.
I'm going to put her under my blanket.
No. I think, like she does every night, take over the world. No. God damn it, brain. Probably would have at some point, you know, just written a few little things in her journal, but so it's, you know, it's out for at least some of the watch. But yeah, just sit under the blanket.
Spicy moonlight journaling.
Glitter gel pens for the occasion.
I know that she doesn't want me reading the journal over her shoulder, so this will be the point in time where I'm actually paying attention to watch.
But like overcompensating, so like you're just like staring.
It's like, wow, G hasn't blinked in like 4 minutes. What's going on?
Yeah, absolutely. But unless there's anything else, your pass watches without incident. Yep, I leaned into that one. Yeah, you managed to find nothing interesting at all outside of the room and your own conversations that draws your attention or makes you concerned. So when Eludere and Attenborough are woken up for the final watch of the night, it is feeling comfortable, feeling calm, feeling good. Please both make me perception checks.
I got a 13.
13.
Where's my sheet? Oh, that's not the Eludere dice. $23.
23.
Math is hard.
It really is. For you, Attenborough, you're able to look out at the treetops that you see from this direction, and you're able to kind of just barely spot some trees that you're familiar with, in the sense of like the kind of tree types and things. And just kind of, you know, knowing that you're in a familiar place to you is good. And that's in a stark contrast to Eludere, who...
I was talking to my cat, I felt that I was good. I'm like, sit with me!
Eludere, here's a ghost.
Sit with me! Sit with the ghost.
Do it.
Eludere, you are, for the first time in a long time, in a place where you can feel a little bit more at ease, had a long, hard day, had a decent amount of rest. And so you're able to kind of take in things and just look out into a landscape that is entirely unfamiliar to you. Having never been near Northmount to even have explored or looked around here, you see trees that you're unfamiliar with. You see those same vines that are discarded and overgrown in the backyard. A place that, despite the fact that you essentially as a group have ownership over it is entirely foreign to you. And being so far from home, I don't know, for some reason it's what you're thinking about for the moment. As the rain continues outside.
Well, I'm glad the vines aren't trying to kill us anymore. That's comforting, at least.
Oh yes, that was unpleasant to say the least. Shadow is having his zoomies at the moment for some reason.
Because it's 3 a.m. and that's when cats do it. It's tradition.
In the rain also.
Yeah.
He's having a great time. It's also the first time I heard Shadow said, "I can't believe you've done this." That was quite amazing. Yeah, what a time. How did you cope in Friend's body? How was that? Tell me how you feel.
Not good. Honestly. It was tolerable up until the point where I used full-blown magic. And then it was very dark and unpleasant. And I'm good with the dark.
That unfamiliar darkness.
Yes.
I was about to say that it's it's very similar to wild shaping to another animal, but not the darkness. No. Not very dark.
I think the worst part was just not being able to get away from it. I think we have very different body types, and I'm used to being very dexterous and agile, and just being encompassed in... It was just a bad vibe. I think if I ponder on it too long, you know what? Ain't pay no mind. We're gonna have our own bodies again. It was just all-encompassing darkness that was slowly dragging my soul into like an unending abyss kind of feeling. But it's not happening anymore, so...
Oh dear.
If I had any doubts, though, which fortunately, I mean, I didn't, but if I did have any doubts of their affiliation with Odabatress, I think that's well and truly quelled.
Anyways, have some tea. I think this will calm your mind. Hopefully. It's kind of like a what the chrysanthemum tea.
Sounds lovely. The ones that open up, aren't they? They're the ones that like...
Yeah,
like
you can
the
get
flower
whole
balls.
crystals.
Yeah.
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 It is very odd that in somewhere that I've never been before, in a completely alien landscape, that... I don't know why, but I'm thinking of home a lot. I know it's the 70 years being away from it, almost. Or maybe, even though they butchered it, the bards in that memory playing something that resembled something from home.
Mm-hmm. It'd be slightly insulting, hey? It's like, that's not the tune.
It was very pretty, and it... But it was like an echo, you know? When it comes back, it's vaguely the same, but it is hollow compared to the original.
Oof. I'm not sure if they are still alive, but if we do see them again, the bards, I mean.
I hope they are, because one of them did a sick backflip, and I hope he's just killing it out there somewhere, really. Because I liked the cut of his jib, to be honest.
Fair enough. Yeah. 70 years away from home. That's how old my father is.
Yeah, time.
It's
you know,
very different.
It is and it isn't. It definitely doesn't feel like it's speeding by, but
Mm.
yeah, it's not as big a deal, I guess.
Yeah. But then once you sort of calculate and realize the time span that we all have is a little different, it's interesting.
Well, yourself and Temi, for example, depending on how specifically your magic manifests, you'll probably be quite long-lived yourselves. I haven't vast experience with druids, but we had some that resided in the manor.
Oh, I most certainly hope so. I hope that I can get to the stage of timeless body, in a state that I still have good joints. I think that's one thing that I really want to make sure that I do have. Because when the rain starts to come, them joints sneak up on ya.
I'll keep that in mind. I'm not at the point yet, but maybe it's...
Oh, that's very
because-
good.
Hopefully that won't come. That will kind of spanner in the works of kind of my career path and things if my joints start hurting every time it rains.
Mm. Yeah, it's not pleasant, I can tell. I can tell you right now. As I guess Attenborough would try to get out with like, making that sound to get up. Hi! Shadow, come back! Shadow, come back! You are the drenched goblin. Please come back. It takes time to dry you. I don't think you realize this. And you hear like a cat sound in the background. Comes back. Tip tap. The wet paw, like everything is just wet. Walking back and like, oh dear me. Oh, don't go near the fire, Jesus Christ. Took me a while to get that fire going, in this 100% moisture atmosphere. Anyways, well, I'm glad that we're all back in our own bodies, very comfortable.
Yes.
An unforgettable experience, I'll say.
It's something that in 342 years I hadn't experienced before, that's for sure.
Oh yes. I mean, being in Temi's body, it was just something else. She could see so much. I could barely see my own height. Oh my goodness. Oh yeah. And you know what though? I did realize that moving around, even though we are both druids, and she's probably got another 100 years on top of my age, which is fine. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter either. There's some sort of a different sort of like when I'm moving in with the Temi body. It's some like it's more elegant. It's more elegant in a way that well, definitely the unachievable in this body. It's just hopefully gun shows, but no. But yeah, it's a sort of elegance I would try to remember and imitate sometimes. Very different. I quite enjoy that.
Well, like I said, a learning experience for all of us in its own way, I think.
One more line to that resume.
So it would seem.
Hang on. While I'm still standing, I'm just gonna go touch that tree. Very good.
Tree bus.
Tree bus. Oh yes. Oh yes. I mean, just in case we need to check back on our property, right? We're gonna monitor that real estate.
So yeah, you're able to like find outside, like not too far away from the place, is like maybe a fruit tree of some description. You're not sure what, doesn't currently have any fruit on it, but you know at least that you would be able to come back here through this particular tree. And just as the sun is beginning to rise and you're nearly preparing to awaken everyone else, Eludere, in the distance, you spot something kind of moving freely through the air. And then it kind of glitters for a moment, shines through a little silver, and approaches you, quite a speed. Now, it's been a while, but you recognize this as a letter from home. What does this look like?
It would be, to anyone looking, like a iridescent silvery white raven. Not incorporeal, but like kind of translucent, like on the tips of the wings and not visibly holding anything. Just the raven itself.
Yes, so as this silvery white raven approaches you, it unfurls into a text in front of it in a small scroll that you're able to read to yourself. But essentially, because I don't have it written down, smart idea, very good. Essentially it says, and you can almost hear your sister's voice as you read this as well. Dear Elle, I'm writing to you as a matter of importance. I would have left this to your spy network, but I figured it was something that needed to get to you directly, and as quickly as possible. I received intelligence myself that there are reports of something like the Sword of Our Father being seen near Corwald, the dwarven city to the southeast of the realms. I know that you're around that area, and I know that it would be important for you to know this information as soon as possible, and that's why I sent this letter. Also, the family's going well. Everyone's doing wonderfully. Things have been tense, but we're sorting through them. Can't wait to hear back from you. Your loving sister. And she leaves like a little map. She knows that you're very competent, but she's just like, just in case you don't know. It's a small little map of the realms that has like circled in one spot where Corwald is. And she's left like a little note that's like, right here. Not sure where, just near here. I think they said something about a tavern. I'm not sure.
Yeah, Eludere will kind of like, after like reaching up, like half smile on her face. Doesn't fully fall, but kind of just like comes a bit more serious as she's reading it. And she'll, and when she's read the letter as well, the raven turns into like a token, like a small statue of a raven as well. And she'll tuck that in her coat and kind of fold the letter and tuck that in, and she'll just kind of, while waiting for everyone else to wake up, just like head very full, many thoughts, and then just kind of like eyes glazed over, but just like kind of keep sewing what she's sewing, just retreat into her mind palace and just like
For sure.
thinking all the thoughts.
Of course. And not long after, that is when everyone is awoken, having felt well rested And very unrelatable feeling, I know, for many of us. Don't remember a time I've ever been well rested. D&D and Skyrim, the only time you can get a good sleep. Well, at the Elder Scrolls, I should say. But, you know, it's whatever. But yes, you awaken to the sun outside. It's nice, it's warm, filtering in through. And the day is yours. What do you do?
Eludere would first, having finished her sewing, as soon as Friend has gotten. Oh, and is Friend a spider at the moment? A spider lower half, or is that?
Yes. Yeah,
Yes.
they would have lots of spider legs.
It's like so much space for them to do spider zoomies in a ballroom.
Yeah. They'll go like up the walls and across the roof and just zoom in.
Oh. I mean, Friend, when you're done running around.
Just give me a few minutes and we're off.
Eludere would just like Skyrim wait, where it just like stands and just lets time pass until Friend's done.
When their legs start fading, they'll like scuttle over.
You mentioned wanting a dress, and she's gonna hold up the like Frankenstein dress.
Oh, very nice.
I picked mainly dark colors. I thought they'd be your vibe. And she would have tried to, in like all the different ones that she kind of stitched together. There's like charcoals and blacks and like burgundy, and then it's like highlighted with the same orange that Friend's eyes are. Just in like stitch work and stuff.
I love it. You made this for me?
Sorry, I made this for you. I made you a dress. Can I see it?
For me? Can I look at it?
Yeah, come on in, man. I made this for you. Yeah, go ahead. Oh, it fucking fits perfect, dog.
I fucking love your dog.
I love you. Anyway.
I put the dress on.
I'll have to take it in a couple of places, but it fits fairly well.
I love it. It's very good. Thank you. Why did you do this? I ate a lot of bugs yesterday when you didn't want me to and was occupying your body. Is this some sort of little trick? Is it a jape?
I'm realizing it's a missed opportunity now that you're mentioning it, but no, just because someone else's actions, that doesn't mean it reflects my own. You can be nice to people irrespective.
Oh. Well, thank you. I'm not sorry about the bugs, but I hope they didn't make you feel too sick.
No, immune to poison, fortunately, so I just had some blackberries when I got back into my body. And
Most bugs aren't poisonous. They're just bugs.
there are a lot of bugs that are poisonous.
Not all of them.
She's just gonna like pat her friend on the head and nod in agreement.
Can I wear this today, or do you want to change?
No, it's yours. You can do with it what you will.
Yes, I wear it. And then it's gonna spin around the room until everyone else wakes up.
Gone from zooming around with multiple legs to zooming around by spinning.
Yes.
What did they look like today?
I should probably roll that, huh? I got a 9, so mostly like Ladan, and a 1, which I think might be eyes.
I feel like even
Let me-
spells, isn't it?
Yes, let me have a look.
Ooh.
Yes. Okay, so I'll roll for how many eyes I have. 4. I have 4 extra eyes.
Far out.
So A lot of eyes. I have 6 eyes total. Which is a
Truly
lot.
terrifying.
Yeah.
But yes, you're able to dance around the ballroom. It is at this moment that we will take a quick break, and we will return for the second half of the 13th episode. Does anyone have a good break question? I do not.
How many
many
eyes do you have?
I
Yeah!
was gonna say, how many eyes would you ideally want?
That's
Great
better than mine, because
questions.
mine was very tongue-in-cheek. How many eyes do you have?
Well, yeah, I mean, most of us have 2 eyes, but like technically some of us have like the 4 eyes insult, so it's not the most straightforward answer. How many eyes do you guys want? Just ideally.
Have you
For
opened your
aesthetic
third eye?
purposes.
Are you enlightened with your third eye?
If they were enlightened, they wouldn't be here watching this.
No. Oh, everyone here has opened their third eye. Everyone in chat. This is where the true enlightened intellectuals are.
Ah.
Or it's just because
It's
we're
true.
watching Friend. It's
Yeah.
to see into that third dimension.
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
But yes, that's a wonderful question for break. But yes, we'll be back very, very soon. Tell us about your eyes. How many eyes you want, how many eyes you have, how many eyes you want other people to have. But yes, we'll be back soon. Appreciate your faces. Bye. Ba-blam, ba-blam. Welcome back! The party have just awoken from their long rest, sitting in the Seven Lash Manor! Pew-pew-pew-pew. I don't know. That was the best I could manage for there. I'm disappointed in the lack of how many eyes people want as the ideal amount of eyes. Sound off now if you didn't answer during the break. Which also includes me. I didn't answer either. So it's also my fault. I'm judging myself. But anyway, the party has just awoken from their long rest. Friend has had their zoomies for the day. We've had, you know, cute little discussions amongst everyone, but everyone's packing up and ready to go. So take it away.
Eludere wants everyone has kind of like probably like a breakfast like before we start fully packing down. But once everyone's kind of like eaten and gotten up and woken up, we'll just kind of bring up the letter. Just Attenborough saw the arrival of a bomb. There's a bomb about to go off. It's a bomb!
I'm in danger!
Attenborough saw our family communication. Anyway, I had mentioned previously that I was tracking a family heirloom for the better part of too many years. And my sister has first hint that we've had in many decades as to where it would be. To hand probably to Terra, because Terra's got the mum energy, the letter, because it doesn't have anything like to hide in it.
I think it's in cold. I mean, that's good news. This is good.
I've never been, so I thought that you might have an idea of the tavern that she highlights.
Well, I mean, Coreworld's big enough that it probably has more than one. And is the map, is it like just like a map of the realms, or is it like, is it zoomed in enough, or is there a name of the tavern? Like, would I know it? Or...
It's like fairly like zoomed out, I guess. Enough that you are able to recognize something. Hang on, I'm actually just double checking because I was meant to look at this on break and I didn't.
I mean, it mentions the southeast part, so I don't know if that narrows it down to some kind of residential district or anything like that.
So you specifically see that it says possibly the Hero's Lodge as the last place it was seen,
Shit.
which is the place where you all stayed when you went to Coreworld.
Yes, it is. Oh, the Heroes... We stayed there, the Heroes Lodge. We know this. They liked us well enough, so, I mean, if we can go there, ask around, they should be able to tell us at least something.
Anything is worth following up to get the sword back. They didn't have any particular dealings with auction, like market or underground auctioning, anything like that.
I mean, not that we were aware of. I know there's big sort of night markets in Coreworld. I mean, failing that, we also have a pretty good relationship with Queen Alfregrotta, so we've helped her out a fair bit. So failing that, we can ask her.
Literally saved our life from assassins last time we were there.
That's definitely a favor owed, then. Like I said, this is not useless to other people, but it is tied to my bloodline and is very valuable. Although this far south, I don't know if anyone would really pick that it's stolen. It's not... It's well known where I come from, as it's carried by the head of my family, but it's not well known everywhere.
I was wondering, you said that it has... Well, it's tied to your bloodline, right? Like, is there any benefit that it would grant to just anybody? Like, other than taking it purely as a symbol of some kind, or as a... Do you know what I mean? Like, does it have any benefit, anything that would make it more recognizable, I suppose, by its effect?
I mean, visually, it's very unique. It's something I don't know if other elven folk potentially would be able to utilize it, but from what we've gathered, the main purpose was removing it from the family, not so much utilizing it for someone else, although it is... I mean, it's very sharp. It's a good sword, if you know how to wield a sword, but... from the magic side, that's not my expertise.
That's fair. I was more curious than anything else. I mean, maybe it's a case of whoever stole it first has somehow lost possession of it, and it's traded hands, and it's now with somebody that doesn't even know what they have, really. I mean, or, well, doesn't really matter, but we can investigate this, definitely.
That would be appreciated. Kind of on a timer. I really didn't leave thinking I would be on a timer because I didn't expect it to take this many years, but I have about a year to get back home. Ideally, kind of family stuff going on.
Right. Well, I suppose it's... Well, I was going to say... if you hadn't received that letter, I mean... this manor's not really fit for anyone to stay here without a significant amount of work or time put into it. I don't know that we... I mean, well, speaking for myself, I don't necessarily think it's wise to spend that amount of time now, but do we want to leave it unattended? I mean, I'm not suggesting one of us stays here, obviously, but I feel like we put in all that work to let the people here rest peacefully. Be a bit shit if someone else just comes and claims it because it's empty and not dangerous anymore.
Do we know anyone in need of a new home? A fixer-upper?
Grankus could come live here and do small tasks around the place of the fixie-upping instead of living in his kind of shithole.
No one should be in a shithole.
No one should be in a shithole.
I mean, until this is fixed, this is also kind of like a bigger shithole.
Yes, but he won't be paying to live in this shithole.
It could also maybe not be a shithole soon.
There are definitely rooms in here that don't have like holes in the roof and stuff. It's just most of it's caved in. There would be some places that are still like a shelter, right?
A lot of
Kinda?
it isn't. A lot of it
Well, as long as
isn't.
there's just one room with doors that he can get in and
Yeah.
won't get rained on.
The ballroom was pretty comfortable.
I mean, I suppose he also would know people. If we say, hey, do you want to live in a house? You can live here forever without rent. We just might want to come back and use it for stuff. Give him some money. He probably knows tradespeople. You could
Yeah.
help him, so it's not just him.
And once it's all fixed back up, he can stay and help us run the winery if he knows anything about wine. I mean, even if he doesn't, he can be our supervisor. I think that's a really long-term goal. This is a pretty destroyed house.
If you trust him to look after it, this Mr. Grankus, then it sounds good to me.
To be fair, I'm not entirely certain why we trust him quite so much. He just has a good energy about him. Definitely didn't start off this relationship with vandalism of personal property and trying to get us to sign our souls away for his boss. And like, he's a good dude.
He was under the influence of the orb thingy, though, to be fair.
Maybe
He's
it's
better-
better
he's
if I
better
know
now.
less.
Well, just before you guys were complaining that we didn't tell you that the house we were going to was haunted, I thought you wanted like full disclosure.
Specifically me.
Okay.
I trust you.
Out of character, a terrible idea.
Terrible idea.
The fact that things haven't gone horribly wrong up until now is a miracle. Anybody object to the Grankus idea? If he says no,
Well-
we'll come up with another one.
I don't know this man, so I'm going to have to go off of your recommendation.
I mean, if things go horribly wrong, hold up the sword. I don't really want to kill him, I like him, but we'll know where he lives. It's pretty hard to miss. Well, does that mean... Oh, we probably have to go back through Northmount anyway.
We've got to pick up our horses.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I hate Northmount. Ugh.
Well,
This was the last thing that we had to do there, and we don't have to go back now for either a very long time or ever. Maybe.
It's fine as a town. The objective is to move through town swiftly and efficiently towards Corwald so we can investigate this thing, but if I see any of the Night Guard, I may yell at them. So I will do my best to stay composed. But
Are
don't-
there on the way to Core World, have there been any other towns that possibly had trees I've touched?
I'm thinking.
I love how the
It's-
trees are my biggest skip button.
Kinda, I reckon the thing is around specifically Corwald, there aren't a lot of trees. It's probably the only part that like doesn't have trees. In terms of like things that are closer, you can get like minorly closer by going to say Northmount, but no matter which way that you're gonna go, you're gonna have to go back over those mountains if you're to travel on foot. There are a series of like a range of mountains that kind of cuts off Corwall and kind of keeps it contained, that you would have to pass through in order to get back there on foot, that is, unless you go the long way around, which would be like going around by Shadowhaven and back up through a swamp to get up to Corwall that way. So you could get closer, but it would still be just as long a trip, really, because you'd be getting closer to Delwyn, which is kind of just more west.
Well, there's that option if you really don't want to go to Northmount or something.
I mean, I figure Grankus is there. We could ask him in person and save G from using a spell in case we encounter anything shit.
And we need to get our horses. We left them at the tavern.
Yeah, right.
We actually paid for we own those horses now. We didn't rent them. We don't just lose our deposit. Those are our horses. I'm emotionally attached.
Sounds
Okay,
good.
well, I guess we'll make our way there.
Yeah, that's absolutely fine. So you managed to make your way back to Northmount without any issue. It's just kind of a matter of walking through the creek and moving back through. It's definitely very creepy moving through the vineyard with all of the dead vines around, but they are just overgrown and don't appear to be reaching for you or alive in any way, shape, or form, which is good to know. So eventually you make your way back into Northmount, heading in the northern entrance, kind of seeing the bustling city during the day. You see numerous people walking around, preparing to go to their jobs and their work and all of that kind of thing as you move on through. But without issue, you manage to find Grankus's little apartment that's kind of an offshoot of a larger building, closer to the warehouses of the city. And you're able to find his tiny little door by his tiny little house apartment thing, and you're able to knock a few times, or eventually the door opens and you all see a half-orc behind there, looking a little disheveled, a little tired. It's still fairly early in the morning, and his like hair's like kind of mussed up, and he's got this like kind of sleepwear on, I suppose. But you also see the addition this time of a large metal leg that replaces his old prosthetic from before. That seems to be moving around a lot easier now than when you returned here before. He opens the door and he's like, "What? Oh! Hello. Sorry. I wasn't expecting you and your friends. Come in. Feel free. I just wasn't expecting company." Give me a moment. And he'll just like open the door up, and like you see him like rushing around to like clean some stuff up, and as you all file on in, you realize that the space is very much not built for 7 people. You're all kind of like piled on top of each other, trying to sit on this like tiny little couch and armchair, as he just kind of walks over to the kitchen and starts setting up some tea, and he's like, "Can I get you all anything? Any drinks or anything along those lines? Hope this wasn't your first stop in town."
Actually, it kind of is this time.
Oh, sorry. I don't have a lot in the ways of food or anything like that. I hope that's alright.
No, it's fine. We just came here to actually offer you an opportunity. Gonna sound like a MLM for a second here.
Well, I think I'm done with opportunities for now, but
Just all opportunities? Not open to any opportunities?
I'm getting a bit tired to run off on adventures, if that's
Well,
what you're
see.
asking.
No, we're not asking you to go on an adventure. We are very much asking you to stay put.
I can stay put. Why do I need to
Excellent.
stay
So-
put?
Just you know that big haunted manor out and just that way a little bit?
Uh-huh.
Yeah, Serpent Lash?
Uh-huh.
That's ours now. We got rid of the
Uh-huh.
ghosts. And we need someone to sort it out and like look after it and maybe do a little bit of work dealing with the fact that it's a little rundown. And we thought that I did correctly assume that your adventuring days were either over or on pause. So I thought of you, and I thought maybe if you wanted to go live there and fix it up, you could be there rent free. You could get out of this house, have a bit more space, a little bit more time to do things. We would pay you, give you money to get the stuff done, and you'd have a much nicer place to live. And once it's all done up, you can stay there as well, like forever.
Right.
There are some. There was a fire and a monster. It's gone. It's completely gone now. We've sort of had to rush off a little bit, but we will come back and I can deal with the. I can bury the people. We're pursuing something that's time sensitive. Before I go further, this is Eludere, Lunalatus. This is Attenborough. This is Temi. They're all lovely.
Hey.
Grankus, everyone.
Hi. It's lovely to meet you. Can we return back to the burying the dead thing?
To clarify the skeletons.
Yeah,
Still
it's not
dead
gooey or anything.
people. That's good to know, as long as there's not goopy things around.
No, the goopy thing has been taken care of.
Residual goop.
Some residual goop. Alright.
You don't have to go
So-
into those parts. We'll come back and help you when we can.
So you're telling me I'm to spend my time completely alone, isolated in the middle of the woods, in a manor that was previously haunted, is filled with bodies of the dead, is potentially oozy in some rooms, but not in others, and has been attacked by a
Just
fire.
in the wine cellar.
You won't have to pay rent.
Hey,
You
Be
can-
real
in
estate.
in this economy, that is a pretty good deal, honestly. I mean, I was gonna say I'm in, but I don't want to
You
seem
can
too
bring
eager.
people as long as they're not shit.
I don't really have a lot of friends.
There might be friends to be made there.
That's terrifying to think of.
Very sweet idea in my head. Only think sweet thoughts.
It can't be much worse company than what I already keep here. Ghosts don't scare me.
Good.
Not so
There
keen
aren't
on that
any ghosts.
oozes, but ghosts don't scare me too much. Just trying to get the story straight.
We have other friends, we could send someone.
Are they
I'm
good
gonna kind of
friends?
look at.
Who is Terra thinking of?
Yeah, Ralphia?
Yeah,
Do you want to huddle? Group huddle?
like
Stage
Axis is harmless,
whispers?
but he has days where he's a shithead. I'm kind of mouthing Ralphia.
Oh yeah.
Gives him something to do.
He owes us.
You
Stop
can
him
practice
committing
being nice.
random murder for a little while. Probably till he gets bored. Yeah.
I benefit from learning how to garden, right?
Manual labor makes for better people, I heard. Sometimes.
Yeah, that myth about the crossing of the animals, very nice.
I'm gonna turn back to Gran because they're fine. They're lovely. They're fine.
They're just on behavior management.
They're just young.
Troubled youths, but not like children.
Okay. Sure. You seem to trust them, though. It's fine. I suppose. It's your house. You can send whoever you want there. Really?
I mean, if we send anyone there and they hurt you, like, I wouldn't want to kill them, but I would at least maim them.
It's
Like-
fine. I'm more than capable of taking care of myself for the most part. Just because I don't want to adventure for the moment doesn't mean that I don't know how to use a blade.
I have to ask, is there like a knife like hidden in the fancy leg? I like your leg. It's fancier than the other one you had. Does it do
Terra.
anything? It's
Yes,
just
it
interesting.
actually it does. And he'll like kind of kick his foot out, and like it like extends and locks in, and then you see this like little steam rises from the back, and it kicks out, kind of like hiding a knife in your boot. Instead, it's in the back of his shin, and he twirls it out, shows you it, puts it back in, clocks it back in. Has to do a couple of little like just to kind of get it to go back in where it goes. I need to oil that. It's there though.
Steam works into the hydraulics. Very nice.
It was very expensive.
I would hope so. But anyways, when can you start?
I mean, I guess I just need to pack up here. I don't have work for a couple of days, but I don't know. I was hoping for something new. Warehouse isn't all that fun.
Good.
He's going to very pointedly look around at the teeny tiny room that 7 people are squished into and say nothing.
Yes, I dare say that we will pay better than a warehouse.
That's good to know. Then yeah, I can start straight away, I guess. I know where it is, too. I'm guessing I don't need to be left with any keys or anything like that.
No.
Oh, actually, keys and paperwork that would show that this place was like now ours, like I don't know, a deed or
title,
something,
yeah.
is something that I was going to ask to look for while I was looking for stuff, but I forgot.
I'll say for the hell of it that you found it.
Maybe with the
It
journal,
doesn't
that
overly
kind of
matter,
makes
and I don't want it
sense.
to be like some kind of contentious thing that you don't own it.
Yeah.
There is some kind of proof of ownership. Maybe burnt and torn up or whatever. You do find a key to the front door too, which is helpful. You get the feeling
I
it's a
give him the
master
key.
key. Yeah. So yeah, he'll take it from you.
Actually, maybe we should get a copy of this cut before we... No, I'm just going to give him the key. I'm going to keep the deed, but he can have the key.
I can organize that later, don't worry.
Congratulations. Welcome to the Well, it's not a company, really. Family?
Trust.
Team.
The soon-to-be empire?
Conglomerate.
Yeah, I guess. Congrats for entering into the real
Civilization.
estate market, I suppose, but yourselves, I mean. I'm just here to do stuff. Look, honestly, it's not what I was expecting today, but it's certainly a good turn of events,
Mm.
for sure.
Any day could be a surprise.
Exactly. Well, I might get started packing. It is wonderful to meet you all, of course, but I'm assuming that you all need to go now.
Yes, that's correct.
Yes. Quickly before we go, I will give him a bear hug, kind of, but then like gently place him down, like so it's like his leg doesn't like land
Yeah.
weirdly, and he like bloody falls over or anything. Before we go, are you all right? Everything's okay?
Yeah, I'm fine. People here suck. That's not my fault.
Anyone I need to punch in the head?
All of them, honestly. But you're fine.
Okay. Trying to think. Gee, if anything goes wrong, where should we get Grankus to send word? What do you think? Desmond?
Desmond.
I mean,
Desmond
also,
can always get in touch with me.
if I need to as well, I can always just get the old Galar Express out. They seem to be pretty good at finding people.
Yeah.
Costs a bit more, but that's fine.
And if you want to get in touch with us and it's not urgent, then I'm going to like write down my address and be like, send a letter here. Desmond will send it on to us. He can always find me.
Sure.
Also, if you like need any building supplies or anything, I'm sure he can organize that for you.
I'm positive I'll need plenty. I'll
I mean, like
scope the
specifically
place.
things that you can't get here that you'd need to get from a delegate.
Yeah, sure. I'll be sure to reach out.
That way Desmond can build your parents. It's a perfect plan.
Don't
Make
think
them pay for
G
stuff.
truly thought about that.
I actually did have that thought earlier, and then we were like, oh, Grankus can do it. I was like, oh, I was actually thinking about being like, hey, parents, I have a house, fix it. You owe me for all the trauma.
Now I know where to
Figured
reach
Grankus was a
you,
better plan.
where to reach out to. It seems I'm all set.
I'm about to be potentially like very out of touch rich girl. I'm going to take like, how much money do we have right now? I'm gonna give him like 500 gold pieces to start off with.
Whoa. Are you sure?
Yeah? Why? Is it not enough?
No, that's heaps. This is for, like, some supplies, right? Something like that?
Yeah, and like your first month's pay as well?
Okay. Are you sure?
Yeah?
Do you have anything for yourself?
Yeah?
Alright. And he's just, usually when you hand over some money or something, you'd like, people will eagerly take it. He is absolutely not going anywhere near it.
I actually have a little money purse who makes little money noises. it's a little, much like G's bank account at the moment, it's a little stuffed full, so it's not making a real jingly noise, but I promise that it's jingly.
That is a lot of money.
Hang on, I'm trying to put.
Nah, your mic's like, nope.
Damn it!
Yeah, I mean, it'll definitely do a lot. And see how far it goes.
Yeah, so seeing as we don't know when we'll be back, consider it advanced payment for the next however long it's going to be. Supplies and living expenses.
That sounds much more appropriate. For sure.
Like I said, if you need more, write to Desmond.
I will keep that in mind. I think I'll be set for a while, though.
Okay. Just gonna look at other people a little bit confused, like, have I not given him enough money and he's too polite to, like, tell me? Just like,
Eludere's just like,
I don't have a budget. I've never paid for things before in my life. This seems appropriate.
Gee, did you ever have succession training or anything like that? Aren't you the eldest of your family? You're not taught bookkeeping and running an estate?
No, Desmond does that.
Yeah, that checks out.
I think he will be set for life, and the next one also.
It's not that much money. I have 6,000 on me right now. Minus that I just gave him.
Maybe let's
No,
not
including.
talk about money on the street, just in case. I mean,
in
I
his
have.
house.
I know, but
A little house.
Anyway, it's perspective, G, and I feel like your taste is probably a little bit more expensive than the average person's.
Bless you, Temi. Bless you.
Thank you.
Okay.
A bad
Okay.
thing. You live within your means. It's not a problem, but for other people, it can be a bit of a shock.
Okay.
I don't think I've
Uh,
seen this amount of money in my entire life.
That's what. That's how most people will react.
Yeah, think of
Okay,
it-
so I'm not in charge of handing out funds anymore. Just to be clear, this was also I just personally I didn't take it out of party money.
Oh, no, it's
That was just if it's that much money, just so that nobody has to worry about us not eating, or I. Like yep.
If it makes you feel better, I think knowing the extent of the damage to that manor, it will take a lot of work.
Yeah, you can probably use that money to hire a really good group of people to help you.
Yeah, I'll be able to work it out. For sure.
Perfect.
Can also
I'll
do a
lean
lot
over to
myself.
Eludere and be like, I was gonna send him another 500 like next month. That's not.
don't do that.
When did we pay him next?
Okay,
Next
no,
year.
This is like an advance for the next 6 months, and that's inclusive of living costs and repairs and supplies.
Though, for everyone, except for G, because she is intentionally being ignorant of it, would you like to roll me I don't know what this would be.
It's like a wisdom or intelligence, like just check, like flat
yeah,
check.
Play
there's
wisdom,
not really a check for
baby.
this, hey.
It would just be
Plus
like
9, come on.
Basically, you're
Yeah,
trying
'cause-
to determine what you reckon the approximate costs would be without taking into consideration like labor.
Material
Basically.
cost.
Yeah.
Would that be wisdom? Because it's like street smarts kind of thing,
Yeah,
like having
it's-
an eye for it. Like, because it's kind of
honestly, I'll roll
experience
whatever.
based. It's like a
Yeah.
niche, like.
Like, it's kind of like, you know, like, Joe Blow tradie's going to know what your cost is, but someone in a fancy suit who knows a lot is probably not going to. So, it can be either.
So wisdom or intelligence?
Either one is fine, yeah.
Okay.
No one's going for intelligence, I bet you.
I am because it's a +1.
Oh!
22.
Same.
Oh, damn.
Except Temi doesn't know
Okay.
things about the rule. You do know at least that the manor is significantly damaged. In order to properly repair it, you would need to basically remake the entire top floor. And you, Eludere, having a bit more of a knowledge of the actual monetary costs of that, both of you together can kind of suss out that, like, something like this manor would cost upwards of about somewhere between 10,000 to 25,000 gold pieces in total in order to rebuild that top section and completely repair the place. Would cost somewhere close to 5,000 gold pieces. But that's including work and including time and all of that kind of thing. Base level, just purely with materials, it's probably like half that. So it's still quite a significant amount of money. It's just that that won't be done in a month. It'll be done over the course of like 6 months to a year. Unless you pay more, I guess, but either way.
I'm envisioning like Eludere and Temi, like Temi just being like, yeah, beams were fucked in this
Yeah.
file. I was just like, shit, man, like that was
Yeah.
crumbling.
Because we looked up in the tower, so we saw all
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Eludere's just like, yeah, if we use black oak for the beams, cedar might be nicer. Just like going back and forth. Temi would have all the like expertise on different trees. Just like, oh, you want cherry wood for the like.
How did
For the
Terra go with the
stairs.
roll too, by the way?
I rolled a 13.
13?
So I'm probably thinking real hard.
See, but you have your carpentry knowledge though as well. You don't know the exact money figure, but you do at least know that it would be very expensive. It's more than 500 at least, but it's still very expensive. But yeah, you guys would have a bit more of an idea that like base just to get it up to scratch is like 2,500 materials cost alone. If you get Grankus to do it, it's going to take you like a year. If you get someone else to do it or more people to do it, it's going to cost you more, but it'll get done faster.
Well, depending on how quickly we want this done, each quarter, if we were sending 1,500 roughly, so that would be about the 500 per month. Material costs alone will. I mean, I'm assuming you want the best. So you don't just want Baltic pine, you want
Mahogany.
The good
mahogany, red cedar, that kind of thing. So, I mean, they'd have to completely retile the roof. If we were looking at a full remodel, I mean, to make it livable and comfortable, you're looking at about that 2,500 to 5,000. The complete remodeling into the tens. And that's not taking into consideration the entirety of the grounds as well. If you want to have the vines just removed and put different features in, if you want them taken out, if you want to have a specialist come in and try and maintain the original root stock of the vines, I mean, what were you wanting
know
from
what
this?
Any of that means. But do you mean I need to give him 2,500 gold now?
Not now. Just trickle it through over the next. Yes, she's just gonna like hand on G's shoulder. Send 500 a month. That will be fine.
Okay.
He'll let us know if he needs more. And if he's billing whatever his name is that you gave him his name, then he can get some specialist supplies sent up, I'm sure.
Yep. Wonder if we can get like a royal seal of approval on this wine that we're definitely not making for at least a couple of years. Maybe Carter will put in some collateral. Get some real fancy shit.
Yeah, just ask the queen casually.
Hey, buddy! I'm opening a winery. Would you like it? Would you like to be an invest in this opportunity?
I know
Absolutely
some good
question.
people if you're willing to fork out the platinum to have them brought down.
Jesus Christ Almighty, the platinums.
Probably a discussion for when we actually have a house. But that sounds good to me.
Well, Grankus, I'll kind of clap my hands on his shoulders. Lovely seeing you as always. Get yourself something nice. Give him
I
another hug.
will just be happy to have a whole lot of food.
Yeah, treat yourself to a big breakfast.
Yeah. No 60-cent noodles for me.
No, those days are gone now, it seems.
It's the $2 ones instead, you know, like
Oh,
spending
yes.
a premium.
Treat
The ones that
yourself.
come with like the little fried onions.
Yeah,
And like
yeah.
the little dehydrated Naruto, which is like,
Yeah.
why? It's cute though.
You want a full experience.
I can trick myself into believing this is real ramen from a good ramen shop.
Actually, in this universe, it's called little dehydrated ultrons.
Oh my god!
Tiny and delicious.
Dehydrated Alterons! Oh my god, microscopic. Yeah, those days of Maggie noodles are gone. You are on to Shinamyons now.
Yep, I'm on it. Thank you, though. I very much appreciate the opportunity. And guess I can't wait to get started. Alex is the goose.
Yeah.
And yeah, he'll motion to like be like, do you want tea or I appreciate you, but you said you
You're
need to
actually
go.
kind of in a hurry. Yeah.
I understand. Well, I guess I'll see you next time you're back.
Mhm.
Alright. I'll get
It was
packing.
lovely meeting you.
It was lovely to meet you all too. You're in good company.
Yes. Can't wait to see your grand designs.
I will try my best. But yeah, after a bit, you manage to kind of file on out, having sorted everything out with Grankus. And he seems to be like hurriedly like running around trying to pick things up and look for things and all of that kind of business. And as you exit the town, or like exit the building, where to next? Is there anything else that you need to wrap up in Northmount? How are we going? Where you doing? What you doing?
Gotta get our horses. That's about
Yeah,
it. Anything that
very
we maybe
easy to
left
do.
in the hotel room, because we did kind of leave chasing
Yeah.
a ghost out the window. So presumably we left some shit in there.
I'm imagining you probably didn't leave too much though. Like a lot of it you would have had on you, really.
Yeah.
So
Probably not much, but I assumed you would have forgotten.
you go
Maybe
in, you do a scope, and you come back out. And you easily manage to find your horses again as well.
As we're walking through town, I'm not going to see shit, but I gotta do it. Do I see? Oh god, I can't remember the name. Was it something? Ellery? Elliot? No, it was.
There's, I think his name is
Oh,
Ellis,
God.
but let me double check.
I can't remember.
I have the notes. Yeah. There is Ellis, who is the elf. He is the one specifically who you had the issue with. There is also Ayla, and there's Bohm.
Okay.
The three that you know the most.
That's right. because Ellis has been talking shit, as we're walking, could I attempt to perceive if I see them? I just have to.
Sure. Roll me a perception check.
Okay. Do I have advantage because I'm looking with my tiny
You
glasses?
do have advantage because you're looking with your eyes.
If you look like you're looking for something specifically, you can also have bardic inspiration. Like, I'm assuming if she's like adjusting her glasses and shit, it would be pretty obvious she's looking for something. So I'm just gonna give her like a little gentle shoulder tap and give her inspiration and not tell her I'm giving her inspiration because I don't want to insult her again.
Hell yeah.
That's a D8, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yes, okay. Right. Come on. Come on. I want to punch a bitch. Come on. Okay, good for me. Good for me. Okay, not good for me. Okay. Okay, so it's a 13 plus stuff. Come on, D8, come on. It's a 7. So that is a dirty 20.
Dirty 20 is great.
Dirty 20.
So you managed to look around the space that you're in, kind of looking up some of the streets and all of those kinds of things. And you do eventually manage to spot a few buildings away on one of the tall balconies. It looks to be the kind of hooded figure of Ellis speaking with, looks like his dwarvish friend, Bohm. They seem to be discussing something, and Ellis will kind of give you a bit of a look as you're walking on past. And it looks like he just like pulls his cloak up a little bit further on top of his head, but mostly just stands at the top of this balcony, side-eyeing you for the most part.
Okay. I will pause for a moment. Just if you want to go on ahead without me, I just gonna stop for a second. How high up is this balcony?
Like a story, so
Okay.
not
okay.
super far up, but
Can
high.
I climb it? Can I climb it? Can I get up there?
Probably, I guess. If you want to try and risk it.
Hell yeah, dude.
Athletics check then.
Okay. Okay. I could end my entire career on this roll, but I have to do it.
Waiting
on
for
the
the
red
nat
spot.
one. Fall on the
I know.
butt. Like
I know. Oh god. Okay, come on. Come on. You motherfucker. It's a nat one.
Oh no!
It tilted at the last moment.
no!
Wow.
I was joking, but I willed that into existence.
Oh. Wow. The dice won't let me.
Unfortunately,
Uh-huh.
you attempt to approach with vigor and determination. You grab onto the bottom of this railing, you grab on with the other side, and you go to pull yourself up. But the bar that you're holding onto cracks through no fault of your own. And you fall back to the ground with a solid thud. You hear a solid little as you hear movement above you. And a door opening. Do you do anything?
Door opening like he's coming down or he's leaving?
You get the feeling that he's in the process of leaving.
Okay. I will yell. All right, Ellis. If I can't come to you, you might as well come to me. Get this over with. You can't avoid me forever.
Roll me an intimidation check. With
Okay.
disadvantage. For having fallen on the floor. This could
fair.
still go well, to be fair.
Well. You say that now. Okay, come on. I need you to be on my team today, guys. Oh, that would have been so good if it wasn't disadvantage. Wow. Okay, it's still not bad. Okay. So, with disadvantage, I got a 19 and a 12. That's without the blah, 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 blah. So I'm doing maths. Plus, yes, it's a dirty 20.
Yeah, that's not bad. You do at least hear the footsteps stop for a moment and, like, pause. They don't appear to go further, and you kind of get the sense of, like, where the kind of steps have fallen, that he hasn't gone inside. And he'll poke his head back over the balcony as you're kind of, like, you know, dusting off your pants or whatever from having fallen. I think up here will be just fine.
Probably safer for you that way, I imagine.
I guess. 1 degree of separation.
Don't fucking lie about us. We did you a favor.
I don't know what you've heard, but people will believe whatever they want to believe. Just told them what happened, and that's it. They want to add extra flourishes. That's their prerogative.
Well then. You have fun pretending to play at being a king or whatever it is you're doing here. I don't wish you any harm, but I am under no obligation to help you ever again unless something serious happens to the people of this town. So I hope for their sake that you are not what I believe you to be, which is an incompetent motherfucker with nothing better to do than talk shit.
Think what you want. Doesn't impact me. But you see, like, there's a slight crack in his face. And then you hear some swift footsteps coming from inside. And as you're staring up at Ellis, who's just like, fucking, I don't know, just being a pompous prick, you see a fist fly and hit him in the side of the head. And he, like, crumples onto the bars and then falls to the balcony. With a singular thumbs up in your direction, you see Lucas on top of the balcony. Looks down at you and he's just like, hey, how you doing? I've been looking for an excuse to do that for a while. Would have been much cooler if you could, but jumping up here is pretty hard.
Thank you, Lucas. My day has been immeasurably improved. Catch you around.
Oh, see you around too. Hopefully you don't have to deal with this guy next time you're here. Just come straight to me.
Does Lucas know that we were checking out Serpent Lash? Did we tell him that? Or was he around for it? I think he was around for some of it. I don't know. Because I want to, like, if there's a way that I can convey, like, hey, Lucas, if you want to go check out Serpent Lash rent-free, give him an invite, but not invite. I don't want else to know.
That's fair, that's fair.
You're not invited.
You were at least talking about possibly doing that. But I don't know that he would specifically know that's exactly where you've been, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. Dang it. Okay.
You know where he lives. It's a potential thing for the future.
Send him a letter or something.
An official letter.
Mm.
Head off to this unspecified location, or specified location, for an unspecified amount of time, to be completely alone in a haunted manor.
It's not alone. Grangus is there.
True, true.
Friends.
And rat mice. I mean, rat mice. Ghost
Rat
rats.
mice.
Lost my mind when you
Rat
said it again.
mice. It's the last bender approach to making animals.
Yep.
But yeah, I will give Lucas a nod, a little smile, and then I'll keep on my way if the others have stopped or whatever, or yeah, keep going or catch up. But yeah.
So yeah, you're able to rush off. Lucas will kind of wave to you from the top balcony there, just very excitedly as you head on out. You kind of see that there are a few more people from the night guard that now seem to kind of ignore you, not like intentionally like blocking you or anything in like a suspicious way, but in kind of a taking a bit of a wider stance, kind of avoiding you for the best part as they can, as you kind of meet up with the rest of the group. But then you are more than able together to head on out and depart from Northmount to do however you want to get to where you next get to, but we will discuss that next week when we jump back in here for the next book club episode. So, tonight has been the 13th episode. We exist on the internet. It is indeed the case. I'm putting on some fancy music. No, I'm not. Rude? I don't know what's going on. My music is being a pest. It's fine. But I'm BurrowsRed. I'm Dungeon Master for tonight. Tonight we have Terra, played by Friendoboi. We do have every week, but you know, you get the point.
Just
Hello.
a friendo only campaign.
Oh God.
You play all the parts.
Hello, I'm Kenneth. I'm a wizard.
Please, please.
God. Hi, I am neither Kenneth nor Dennis. I'm Friendo. I play Terra, who just had to yell at a guy because I really wanted to yell at a guy. Balconies are both my best friend and enemy. I am a half-elf paladin, Oath of Vengeance, and yeah, I don't really do a lot on the internet, except for play Animal Crossing and send pastel gifts. But the world anvil is a thing. It sure does exist, and someday there will be more words on there. Someday. Thanks for hanging out. Mel. Woohoo!
Me. Yeah, I do stuff and things. I'm a streamer and a cosplayer, and you can find me all over the place. I play G. Who this is not the first time that in our group chat I have sent the gif of it's a banana. How much could it possibly cost? $10? Because it's just it's a vibe. Spoiled rich kid. But yeah, I have a lot of fun. This is fun. I wish it was always Tuesday. Can it be Tuesday tomorrow? Does anyone have any objections to tomorrow also being Tuesday?
Let's go,
Burrows
gamers.
specifically, who has to prep another session before tomorrow.
I do have an objection to it being Tuesday tomorrow. It will completely fuck up my idea of what a week is. Like, completely, totally, and utterly. I use Tuesday nights as a way to go, this is how far I am in the week. If I played another game in a week, my brain...
Okay, fine. We'll see you next week. Rude. I didn't have any plans. Okay, I'm done.
How do I follow up on that? Holy crap. Hi, I'm Chips. I played Attenborough, Latree Busball. The further this campaign goes, the more trees he will touch. soon he will have so many save points. um, I do the music stuff as you can sort of see on the chat. Getting ultra spam. I'm so sorry about that. But yeah. What's this? End of November. Actually, I'm going on to a cherry picking trip very soon. Cherry mead batch number 2. Oh, is it coming? Did you? Yeah. So that's happening soon, and I'm contemplating if I want to do 2 20-liter barrels of that thing. We'll see. We'll see what happens.
The
Maybe
borders to South Australia have
Just
reopened.
it
You
just
could
opened.
bring us some mead now.
Technically, I can throw it across. Can go like
That's a thing.
There have been plans. I'm not revealing any plans for going to South Australia just yet, but when the plans is more solid, ladies and gentlemen, please allow me to announce a very exciting news. But yeah, also hang on. I just want to remind ourselves that BurrowsRed has a Patreon doing stickers. I know, you should totally check it out. Anyways, there's mushroom spanking friend.
Some previous sticker club stickers that I had on
Please.
hand.
It does not
Please.
want that to be in focus.
Rough times.
Was that the pass off? Cool. Hello, I am Mushroom Spanking Friend. Thanks for hanging out with us tonight. It was a good time, and I'm so glad that G doesn't know what money is because Friend gives all of their money to her. So it's a great combo. Yes,
Obviously,
thanks for
it's not a
hanging out.
lot of money, or Friend wouldn't be giving it to me.
I think it's a decent amount of money a lot of the time. It just doesn't mean anything to them either. So, but yes, here is PastelSparkles.
Hi, I'm Pastel, and I played Temi, the Furbolg, Circle of the Moon Druid, and I had the best night doing so many fun things with my fun friends. I, for one, am extremely excited to become a dancer and also do some crafts with my friends with all of the tiles that I have acquired. But yeah, on the internet, I do streaming. So you can catch me at twitch.tv/PastelSparkles. Otherwise, I don't do anything else too epic other than hang out here and annoy everyone here. Okay, nah.
And I'm Alishiera. I played Eludere. I do stream. I have had a bit of time off, just personal reasons. That's happening again. Mark my words. It may not be tomorrow because I'm getting vaccination funded. Will happen again. But I have just opened an Etsy store. You can get some lovely little danger noodles and things. I am tomorrow launching like a familiars, friends and familiars. So get your D&D jewelry ready for Christmas gift giving season. Who doesn't want a little snake as a brooch or earring or just to have? I would have a snake, but I don't have a vivarium. Yeah, that's not under Alishiera. That's under Alia Artistry, which is the only thing that I have that's not under Alishiera. But just follow if you are interested in socials. I'll post it somewhere. Because I don't know how searching on Etsy works in terms of finding a store. It's so confusing to me. So, yeah, that's me.
Alrighty, Rudy. So I've existed here. Chips already did my outro, so I don't need to do that. Don't need to talk about myself. It's fucking
No.
wonderful.
No, just
You
remind the
do more than
people.
just Patreon. You've got so much more to talk about.
I have to
Talk.
focus on one thing, or people just zone out when I start talking about all the other things.
You can focus
Say
on a
it.
different thing. You've already got the
Say it.
Patreon.
Out loud.
Out loud.
Okay, we need to stop harassing her so she actually has time. She's already raided.
Sorry, I just
Ugh.
really wanted the vampire moment.
Gun.
Vampy.
I have a sale going on. That's a good thing to remember. My website and my Etsy, they both have a sale. 20% off. Also, do you want me to admit something really sad? I don't want to guilt you guys or anything, but I haven't had a single sale through the website, and I would like someone to be my first sale, please. So yeah. Instead you get sad outro. Anyway, we're going and seeing someone who is painting a dragon who has like tentacles coming out of their face. I don't know, it's weird. It's cool though. And they also have a cat cam, so that's very important. So let's go. Do some cool things. Get all the good stuff. Keep an eye out on Discord. We have a cast feed section where we'll be able to post links for everyone's stuff. So we'll be hearing from everyone here about all of their cool things. And we need to go because otherwise it's going to cut us off. Bye! See you next Tuesday!